I'm saying, and here's what I'm saying. Yeah, he want black people on the plantation, right? I mean, we own the plantation right now. We still own the motherfucker, but he want us. Not only do he want us on the plantation, he want us to go. He want us to go to the worst plantation. He want us to go back. Like Jesus Christ. But yeah, oh yeah, he supported the trans. Yeah. So this dude, and he's just the face, right? He's the face. I just used him because he's the face. He didn't even. I had this prompt made a while ago. I was gonna make it, and then after I heard his comments, I was like, oh, he's gonna be the face of this topic because a lot of black men, when I talk about when we talk about the patriarchy, they sound like him, and they be a lot of them be Republican, a lot of it like, and that's what I be trying to tell y'all that it's all connected. It's not just about wanting a woman to cook and clean and da da da. It's way more insidious than that. It's way deeper than that. Recent video on his second channel about this. Babe, I'm bringing. It's way more insidious than that.
Yeah, yeah.
So you talking about this dude, Mark
Yeah,
Robinson?
everybody in the chat, please look up this nigga's rap sheet. This boy,
That nigga crazy, bro.
he might like dead ass. If there was a black man who was Blitler, it's this dude, bro. He said he has said like, and I'm not gonna lie, he has said a lot of things that a lot of y'all be seeing on TikTok.
Yeah,
He
he said it
believes
verbatim.
he believes that like, oh, there's an LGBTQ agenda to destroy manhood. He believes that Jewish people control the media. He
Yep.
believes that yeah, he said that women shouldn't vote like in 4K. There is no like out of context.
He
Nah,
said,
he said
wait,
that
wait.
shit.
He said in that same statement, if I'm not mistaken, he said, people ask me, do I want to go back to the 1950s? He said, yeah, black people didn't have rights. And yeah, women couldn't vote. I was like, I was like, what? But that's exactly what I'm saying. When I talk about men who want to go back, they're black men specifically that are trapped in that traditionalism, because this specifically pertains to black men, right? Because I can wrap my brain around why a white man would be okay with traditionalism. I could actually understand. It doesn't mean I excuse it at all. I'm just saying I can understand there is some logic there, right? There's a little logic. Okay, cool. You know, I, for the life of me, will never understand any black person, but specifically a black man, like this dude talking about, yeah, let's go back to when black people couldn't vote. Black people didn't have rights and women couldn't vote. What? And those two things are connected. That's what I be trying to tell y'all. Women's rights are connected to the plight of black people. Like, what the fuck don't y'all understand? Jesus
Nah,
Christ. This shit is
yeah.
crazy.
Please, all of y'all, please go because he's the Republican nominee for governor in North Carolina. Please, all of y'all look up this dude. He's if Kevin Samuels was honest.
He says some stuff
I'm gonna be
that,
completely honest.
but you know why? No. He's not honest. He panders to he panders to white people. Kevin Samuels pandered to black people. So Kevin Samuels had to say it in a different way. And he couldn't, and Kevin Samuels knew that when you pander to black people, one way you will turn off a large demographic of black people, especially black women, is to be a Republican. Like black women don't fuck around with black Republican men. They don't like openly Republican black men gets no love from black women whatsoever. Like black women is not fucking with you if you are an openly Republican black man. Now, are there a bunch of Mark Robinson? Are there a bunch of Republican black men hiding? Absolutely, in plain sight. That we hear what they say. And we're like, that dude, like you. We was on the dudes lives yesterday, and Chad was like, Chad hit me in the DMs and was like, that dude's a Republican. Like
Straight up, yeah, straight up.
he
I
was
was
like, that
like,
dude's a Republican, right? Like you could just tell by the shit the
mhm.
motherfuckers be saying. You could just listen to what they say. When they tell black people to pull themselves up by their bootstraps, I'll be like, huh? What?
Nah, this bull Mark Robinson, like literally, he is the spawn of Satan. Like, please, y'all do y'all research on the people. Like, but when you hear about any new candidate, please go do your research on the person before you make any judgment on them. Because I heard about this. I was like, ain't no way this bull said all this. I read the stuff. Yeah, this bull is a menace. He is a menace to society. Like,
Yep.
somebody said if Kevin had lived longer, he would eventually have said that. Nah, Kevin's more media savvy than this nigga. He's more media savvy. So he can paint certain narratives in a way that sounds pro-black.
Nah,
Like,
Kevin Samuels definitely would have been. I can see Kevin Samuels right now supporting Trump openly, without a doubt.
oh,
Yep.
hold on. But here's the thing: that would turn off a lot because a lot of his base, because the majority of black men do vote Democrat. Majority of
Oh,
the
for
time.
sure. Yeah, no doubt about it.
But if he were to say, I openly support Trump, a lot of his black male fan base, they'd have to look in the mirror. I think a lot of them will look in the mirror, but I think they would be too cowardly to turn away from him, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't see. Kevin Samuels would have been on all the alt right podcasts. He would have been on the Joe Rogan show. He would have been on the Paul David Bet or whatever Paul Bet
Yeah,
David
Patrick
show.
Bet David, that bull's a nut. That
Yeah,
bull.
yeah, he would have been on all of those shows talking that shit. He would have eventually linked up with Jason Whit. Wasn't he on the thing with Jason Whitlock? Like he would have been on that type. Like he wouldn't even have needed to say it. You just would have knew. Like, yep.
I don't think
That's
he
the
would
type
have
of
got
time
big
this
enough.
man's
I
on.
don't think he would have got big enough to go on Joe Rogan, in my opinion. I don't think he would have got that big. I don't think he would have got big enough to go on Joe
He
Rogan.
was more than big enough to go on Joe Rogan, brother. You don't know the
Uh,
type of people
I don't
you
believe
don't
so.
watch Joe
That's
Rogan
just
enough. If you think that he wasn't big enough to go on Joe Rogan, there's people that have way smaller platforms than him that have gone on Joe Rogan. Trust me, he was big enough to go on Joe Rogan without a doubt.
Oh, maybe I may be tripping. Somebody said I can see Kevin vehemently upholding respectability politics. Yeah,
He did.
100%. Yeah, of course.
That's what he did. But
Somebody said I thought most black men vote Republican. You're insane. 90% of black men vote Democrat. Only 10% of black men vote Republican, and only 6% of black women vote Republican for the most part. 94% of black women vote Democrat. So yeah. I know I know MSNBC and CNN will have you believe that there's this ploy that the majority of black men are going to go vote Republican. No, it's a very small but very loud minority. Very, very loud minority, I would say that.
yeah.
Yes, the 10% are the loudest. Yes, 100%, 10% are the loudest.
And also um the Republicans know that all they need is the 10% of black men to vote for them to sway an election. You know what I'm saying? So they don't need every black man to vote for them. They need 10%. They need 12%. And they do that and that in the places that they get the 10 and 12%, because they're not getting 10% of niggas in Cali to vote for him, because it don't matter. They're not
Yeah,
getting
Cali's very progressive. Very,
they're
very.
not getting 10% of niggas in New York to vote for him, but they can get 10, and they can get 10% of people in Pennsylvania to vote for him, 10% of black men in Pennsylvania, 10% of black men in South Carolina, 10% of black, you know what I'm saying? In places like that. Oh, absolutely.
I have
Absolutely.
a cousin who said that he's voting for Trump, but he's on the run, so I think we're safe. Oh my God. Biden said, "You're not black if you don't vote for me." Nobody, I promise you, me nor public, like Joe Biden. So please don't. Please, I hate when niggas bring that shit up. Biden's a war criminal. We don't like Biden either. Please
Hey,
stop.
I want the I would love to hear from a black male, a male black Republican. What's up? Life or death. What's good with it, brother?
Oh, nothing much. How you doing today?
I'm doing great, sir.
Uh,
Why are you a black Republican?
because I have, for the most part, conservative values. Since the Republican Party was a party we shared up until the Lily White movement, I'm of the strategic mind to say that we should take our party back over and fill it with masculinity, right?
Yeah.
And that's not like an affirmation. That's an application,
You gotta say
right?
pause after that. Hey, but wait, real quick. So what I want to know is specifically, what policies do you like that the Republicans push?
Well, I mean, as far as in the sense of now or the Republicans of old, which I'm
You can't, sir. Here's it. I'm real quick, real quick,
No,
Chad.
I mean,
Hold on,
I
wait.
don't wanna
No,
play
I know. I
semantics.
gotta let you
I don't
go.
wanna, I don't wanna do the semantics thing
No,
because
no, I
I'm a
know.
family man
I'm not
first.
doing. I'm
I'm
not.
God
Bro,
orientated.
trust me. I do not play the semantics game. You ain't got nothing to worry about with me. I do not play the semantics game. But I do want to talk about the history real quick, real quick, and about how politics actually plays out in this country. Um, Saying that, like talking about a party as if it is a human being is wild to me. It doesn't matter it doesn't matter if it's a Democrat or Republican. It doesn't matter, right? The Democrats nor the Republicans were ever the party of black people. Never. Neither one. The same way the same way the Democrats, the same way that Democrats aren't the party of black people. Now, even if black people vote for them, it doesn't matter. I'm not that's not the point. I don't care who black people vote for. I'm talking about the party. Does the party have the best interests of black people at their heart? No party in the history of America has ever had the best interest of black people at their heart, right? In their heart. Whatchamacallit was a Republican, and Abraham Lincoln was a Republican, and he quote unquote freed the slaves, and also at the same time said that black people weren't equal to white people. So it doesn't really matter. Like I don't, you know what I mean? Like I don't really.
Well, I was speaking to it. I mean, like I said, it's a party of as far as political ideas go.
Mhm.
I'm family orientated. Okay, I am an stout religious man. I believe in God. Right.
So
So
with that being said, that's a great starting point. So you're a family man. What policies do Democrats put? What policies do Republicans push for that you think would actually help the material circumstances of you and your family and mine?
well, I think getting rid of affirmative action was one of them
How
because
does that help? How does that help your family and my
because it
family?
was a crutch. It was a crutch, and it was being used more so less for other groups, right? So
But
as a black man,
but who is it a
that was
crutch
a
for?
felon. That was a felon. Let me speak to that. I'm not sure. You can ask the question, but I want to speak to it.
Yeah, but how does that help or hurt you? I don't understand. Did you ever get a job or lose a job due to affirmative action?
Actually, I did. I mean, dealing with women, yeah, because that's who benefit from it the most. So even if she's underqualified, even if she doesn't have the same education that I have, right, or experience,
So
right, I
you lost
lost
the
that. Yeah,
job.
I
Wait,
can
so
speak to that.
you lost the job to a woman, and what race was this woman?
White.
It was a white woman. So you lost a job to a white woman, and you feel like it was affirmative action. You don't feel like it was just because she was white?
No, it couldn't be because affirmative action, when it falls under minorities, they said they had to hire a certain amount of women,
No, I
not
understand, but I'm saying you're a black man. Like if you were a white man, I would be more inclined to believe what you're saying, right? But I'm
well,
saying that I think that there's a good reason why she got the job over you, aside from the fact that she probably deserved it. But let's say that she didn't deserve it in your mind, right? Like you were you
no,
were more
not in my
educated.
mind. Let's say on paper, she didn't
No,
deserve
no,
it.
I'm saying
I'm
however
overqualified
you
for it.
slice it, right? Because I don't have the paper. So I'm saying that if that was the case, then why wouldn't you're black? So why wouldn't you go, well, damn, it could have been because I'm a black man. Why is it, oh, this damn affirmative action? Like,
Well, I mean, because I don't think in the point of 2024, you got the LGBT, the immigration, right? You got all these other groups. You got all these other groups, and you speaking to me as a black man as if that gives me some type of advantage or disadvantage. That's
no.
what you're
It
saying.
does give you yeah, you being a black, wait, yes. First of all, the things you just mentioned have nothing to do with what we're talking about. B, yes,
Yes, it does,
you
because
being a
that's
black.
what affirmative action falls under. That's what I'm telling you. That's what you're not understanding. You won't wrap your mind around that fact. That affirmative action doesn't apply to me anymore.
It always applies to you though.
It never did.
It did. With any system in this country, that's like saying welfare doesn't apply to black people, right? Like, but you know what I'm saying? Like, what do you mean? Of course, black people, there are a bunch of black people who are on welfare too. Just because white people are on it and they benefit from the system more, whatever the case may be, doesn't mean that black people also, or there aren't some black people that also benefit from it. So of course you would fall under the law of affirmative action or the policy of affirmative action. When you got a job over a white man, he said the same thing about you. You see what I'm saying? Like whenever you got promoted and your white male coworker didn't get promoted, they said, "Oh, that's because life or death. That's affirmative action. Look at him." So why would you do the same thing because it's a woman? Or could it be that you just deserved the job over that white man? Could it be that white woman deserved the job over you? Maybe. I don't know. I'm not on your job. But if she didn't, could it also just be simply because she was white and you're black, and whether affirmative action exists or not, you still wouldn't have gotten that job?
Well, I'll give you term I coined, right? It's called anti-black racism, not intersectional racism. And when we start being specific, right? Because y'all try to y'all almost go there, right? Because you'll say, "Hey, you're a black man," and it's because you're black, but you got to bring in the women. She was overqualified. She was more qualified. You intersectionalize it, and when you compartmentalize it like that, you take away from the real racism that goes on in America. And people like me who fight with their boots on the ground. See, I don't have a fight now because you've invited everybody into it. You confused it. You keep calling it a melting pot, and America has never been a melting pot. You're going to deal with the reality. And the Republican Party, we're going to bring you niggas back to reality.
Yeah. So besides affirmative action, which doesn't affect you or your family, name another policy, once again, that the Republicans push for that will positively affect the material circumstances of your family, you and your family. Very curious.
Dealing with the SBA loans, right?
Dealing with the SBA loans? What?
That the Republican Party, because I'll speak to that because Trump is a Republican, right? And if we're going to deal with that, I'll just use him for an example, right? Even dealing with the SBA loans that were given to black people in black communities, right? Under his regime, I'll call it, right? Or his administration, right? There were more black business owners, entrepreneurs, right? As opposed to Obama, who made more white millionaires than any other president in history, right? As opposed to George Bush, right? Who laid out the plans for the tax incentive for the wealthy to where trickle-down economics never worked. It won't work. It doesn't work.
Well, that wasn't Bush that did that. That was Reagan. But and he was a Republican. But
but I'm saying Bush.
Wait, I got a question for you. I got another question for you.
Let's go.
So when Trump was in office, just so you know, typically speaking, the way it works when you're actually actively the president, you don't really feel the effects of what the president does while they're in office, typically, right? So if there were more, I'm just bouncing this idea off of you. If there were more black business owners under Trump, which I haven't even, because I don't really care about that, to be honest with you. I think that stuff is a farce. But yeah, I think he's talking about PPP loans. But anyways, what I'm saying is that if that were the case, then it's probably because of the president before or the president before that. You see what I'm saying? Like Trump, like if whatever was like if whatever is happening during that time, and I'm not saying like this about every single thing, but typically speaking, it's really hard to gauge a president while they're actually the president, because you don't really feel the effects of it while they're in office. You see what I'm saying? So I don't know. It's kind of weird to like give Trump all of this credit for something that it probably wasn't even him. It probably was Obama that, you know what I'm saying? If that were the case, by the way, I haven't even looked into it, so I'm not going to argue with you against it. But I also, that what you described doesn't affect the material circumstances of your family or my family or most families, black families around the country. Like, you do realize you haven't named one, you still have yet to name a single policy that will positively impact like, here's what I'm saying. I'll give you an example.
A policy is a policy, just like pinpoint it. I'm giving you a ballpark, right? You can go research it yourself.
I did. Oh, are you talking about the loan thing? I haven't researched the loan stuff. No, you're right.
Yeah, you can research it yourself. Don't say I didn't give you a policy, because I gave you a headliner. I gave you something that you can feed off of, that you can go look up yourself, and then you can have a discussion about that.
Yeah. So
that
how
is
many,
an actual policy that Trump signed in. He signed into office.
What I'm asking you is, what was the quantifiable effect of that policy?
Well, it raised more black families out of poverty.
No, he did. That's a lie. That's a lie. I know for a fact that's
so entrepreneurship hasn't raised more black families out of poverty in America.
You'll
tell me that. You'll say that.
Sir, black people are poor now. What are you talking about? We
I
we
know the
broke as
numbers.
shit.
I know the numbers. I know the numbers.
What numbers?
That's generational though. That's the
I'm talking about
the
right
hard
now. I
assets,
ain't
right?
talking about for
You talking
history.
about
I'm
hard
saying
assets?
today.
You talking about hard assets, right? Like a car, so forth and so on, right? That's what you're talking about?
Yeah.
How are you quantifying wealth?
I
What
just
do you
said
mean?
I just agree with you. Yeah. We're
How
buying
are
less
you
homes. We
quantifying
make
wealth?
less money. We don't. We're like, what are you talking about? Like, I don't know what you're talking about.
So we make less money.
Yeah. We
Then-
everybody, but no. That not just black people, by the way. Everybody made less money. Inflation happened. Like everybody's making less money than they were 4 or 5 years. You see what I'm saying? Like that's not. I'm not like saying.
Than they were 4 or 5 years ago. Okay.
Yeah, everybody's making less money because nobody got a fucking raise.
Now they're making less money now under these
Yes.
policies, right?
Under Trump's policies or his lack of policies and his lack of action that because he was the president for 4 years. He was the president during COVID when COVID first happened. Am I correct? So what did he do?
What president
What
in
did
your
he do?
lifetime?
What did
What
he do?
president in your lifetime has dealt with a global
No.
epidemic?
You don't get to ask. That's a stupid question.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's a dumb question.
My bad.
They have contingencies in place for global pandemics. It happened before. The Spanish flu happened before. So
They
another
do not,
president
brother.
actually has
They
dealt
do not.
with it
They
before.
do not. Nobody
They do.
handled the Spanish flu. Y'all stop saying that dumb shit because it was not on a global scale as this.
The
Nobody
Spanish flu was
died from the
literally on a
Spanish
global
flu.
scale.
You
It
don't
was.
know
What are
one
you talking
person that died from a fucking Spanish flu.
Hundreds of thousands of people died from the Spanish flu, sir. What the fuck are you talking about? What is he? What just happened? What just happened? 55 million. I was going low. 55 million people died from the Spanish flu, that nigga said. He said, who died from the Spanish flu? Everybody died from that motherfucker. But here's the thing. I was trying to get to it, but he wouldn't let me get to it. The reason he likes Republicans is because he wants to subjugate women. I'm just gonna cut to the chase because you heard it. You heard what he said. He alluded to it right off the bat. What helps your family? Oh, getting rid of affirmative action. Oh, okay. What happened? Oh, I lost my job to a white woman. Interesting. Okay. Tell me more. Oh, the LGBTQIA, misogyny, the inject masculinity into the party, misogyny. That strong family values, respectability politics, purity culture, same shit. I'm deeply religious. Are you? Are you deeply religious? Not too sure about that. That's wild. But that was the end game. That's where we were gonna get to. We were gonna get to, yeah, and these women shouldn't have the right to vote. That's where we were going. I guarantee you. And that's why I was gonna lead him down that path, but he quit before we can even get there. That was crazy. That was crazy. I was really, really hoping that we can get there. It was gonna go there, but I'm just gonna save y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all what happened. Yeah, he dropped. Or somebody, or one of my mods dropped him. I think he dropped him. I don't think my mods would have dropped him right there. What up, KGR?
What's up? Oh my God. The level of ignorance in that whole entire statement was just headache inducing. So he couldn't name a single policy because there are no policies that Republicans support that actually help families. Actually, all of their policies have been more detrimental to families than anything else. It's the Republicans who took away the child tax credit, even though it was actually helping and bringing families out of poverty. They're the ones who ended the subsidies to daycare centers. Again,
Oh, look at that.
women back into the work field,
Can
which
I
is stimulating the
can,
economy.
can I add one more big policy that they're trying to push for? Trump said it on the campaign trail recently. He said, yeah, I just want to get rid of the education, Department of Education. I want to get rid of the Department of Education. I want to have just like one person in there answering the telephone. Like, what? And what is this dude talking about? You go look up Mark Robinson, some of his quotes.
Same stuff.
Take them out of the schools. If the schools are... Y'all don't think it's a wild put now, this whole push of like, you can't trust your kids in public school and blah, 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 blah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But that's the part that makes me laugh. Is like you all don't seem to understand, and I think this is the problem with Republicans and a lot of men in general. Men don't actually understand consequences because of patriarchy. You all really don't understand real consequences. So you have 51% of your population uneducated, which is what they're going for if you take women out of the equation, right? So you have about 51% of the population of, just off the bat, not educated. Then you take another 20 to 40% of the male population and keep them undereducated. Now, what does that equate to? Not having any basic services met, but you have a whole group of people to subjugate, right? Again, you're not seeing the big picture. Who's going to educate your children when you are in the upper echelon? Who's going to help you care for everything else? Who's going to keep everything going? How is your government going to function? Considering women in most companies, we make up 40 to 50% of the whole entire work, like the actual administrative side of every single government agency and every single corporation. So you were talking about not having any infrastructure at all because men don't do paperwork. Like, look at what happened in Afghanistan. They kicked out all the women, and then they put Taliban men into these government positions to help keep the government running. And they don't know how to do anything because they don't like to do paperwork, because men don't think of consequences to their actions. You're so focused on trying to keep women out of certain areas and keeping certain people undereducated that you don't realize that you absolutely require them in order to keep everything going. And that's what this tap dancing fool is. He scares me just because he's so open to being used that he won't even see it, that he'll end up the strange fruit. And that's the part, again, of not understanding the consequences.
Yeah, 100%. Men don't, you're right. Men, we don't react unless consequences are immediate and terrible, right? Strong consequences. The gentleman that asked, what do Democrats help poor people? That's not what this is about. I'm not a Democrat. This is not me. This is not me advocating for the Democratic establishment. I'm anti-establishment. That's both establishments because they're both a part of the establishment. So, just so you know, just so we're clear on my politics. So you guys, anybody that's new here, I don't need y'all asking me a bunch of stuff. So you saying vote for Biden? No, I'm not telling y'all who to vote for. I'm just pointing out the fact that the only thing black men hate about the patriarchy is that they aren't on top. And this dude is the face of that to me right now. That's it. He just wants a seat at the table. He don't even want it for all black men. Usually the black men that operate in these spaces only think about themselves. You know what I'm saying? They only want to secure a place. They only want to secure their place at the table, their seat at the table for them and their family. They don't give a fuck about you.
Not even their families, not even their kids. They're only thinking about themselves. Look at Clarence Thomas. What has he secured for any of his kids? What has he secured for any of his nieces and nephews? He hasn't secured anything. None of those people speak to him.
Yeah.
So they're inherently selfish. They only focus on themselves. And then they're going to be the first ones sitting there crying and, oh, I can't believe they did this to me. Yep. When they put you in jail for being, black in public. Like, don't even.
When they start investigating you like they investigating Trump.
Exactly.
But you gonna get locked up.
Makes me laugh.
But you gonna get locked up.
You going to prison.
You going to jail. Trump not going to jail, but you going to jail. I can guarantee you that. That's the difference. Hey, KGR though, I appreciate you coming up. I got some people in the queue.
All right, deuces.
All right. Yeah, man. Y'all gotta be safe out here. The streets is watching. Jay told us a long time ago. Jay, yo.
Hold on.
What's good with it?
Can I ask you a question?
No.
I just got like one question actually. So how?
Nope. I just said no. Do you not listen? You can't ask me a question. Do you want to make a comment about the prompt? You can.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask you a question about. But
you can just go ahead.
If you're gonna let me or not?
Go ahead. Fuck it. Go ahead.
So you think we benefit? You think black men benefit from the patriarchy a lot.
Nope.
So what is your whole thing about black men and the patriarchy?
Read the prompt.
When are we on top of the patriarchy? Because we're men. We
We're
don't have
not.
no black men. Don't have no type of.
Brother, you're preaching to the choir. Why are you so puffy in the chest? Read the prompt. Read it.
All right. The only thing that black men hate about the patriarchy is that they are on top.
Yeah, we aren't. Are not.
We never was on top. Why would we care to come on top? This is not our world.
What are you talking about?
This is what I'm saying, right? Who is are directly involved with the patriarchy?
Men.
What type of men?
All type. Every
Are we
man.
the ones who said that they couldn't vote? Are we the think about it? We were subjugated to slavery, right? And the only people
In America, yeah. In the West, yeah.
listen. The only thing, all right.
Yeah. In
I'm basically saying
Africa,
the policies
I just want you to know,
that are brought up
stop,
are most
stop.
likely from.
Sorry, be quiet. Be quiet. The patriarchy is in Africa. The patriarchy is in Asia. The patriarchy is on every single continent in this world. So you're just talking about in America, which this is about America. Definitely. I'm saying that. I'm saying in America, the black men in America wish that they could be on top of this patriarchy in America. But we as men,
How do you know that?
black men specifically, we were on top of the patriarchy. We started the patriarchy. We're the first. We implemented.
Well, how did we
came
start
up
the
with the
patriarchy?
concept. We executed. How did we start it?
Yeah.
Through force.
Force
Through force.
how?
That's how we started.
In what area did we force patriarchy?
On the continent of Africa.
Bro, we're all right. Where are you from? What about the black Americans that never even touched Africa?
What does that have to do with anything?
You see where the contradiction is? How are you going to say that we, right, are directly involved in patriarchy in Africa when most of us are subjugated to slavery?
Yeah, they took us out of Africa, and while we were in Africa,
so so they took us out of Africa, and we started the patriarchy and all this other stuff, right? That doesn't even make sense, my dude. That don't even make sense. So how we directly? I just want to ask you a question. How are we directly involved with the patriarchy as black men?
We uphold it in our own community. We perpetuate it in our own community. We do it to the women in our own community. We do it to the children. We do it to the LGBT.
I'm not saying that patriarchy between black men do not exist. What I'm saying is the way you're saying is you're trying to say we started patriarchy.
We did.
And that all black men directly want to benefit from patriarchy.
I didn't say all.
That is not true.
All. No. I'm not saying all.
But you said black men as a generalization. That's not
generalization. True. Yeah, not all, but yeah, most, the vast majority.
All right. In history, do you not see a particular group benefiting in patriarchy?
Yeah, men.
What type of men?
All men.
All men benefited in patriarchy.
I mean, yeah, all men don't benefit from it. That's the thing about the patriarchy. That's what I be trying to tell y'all. Sir, you cannot talk and listen at the same time. You can't talk and listen at the same time. Okay? You're asking me questions. I'm answering the questions, and you're talking while that's weird.
My bad. I apologize.
So, all men, and I don't mean this literally every single man, but all types of men benefited, or yes, they have some built-in benefit to the patriarchy. Overall, we don't benefit from the patriarchy. Overall, working class men do not benefit from the patriarchy. Overall, I don't really think any man benefits from the patriarchy, even wealthy men. But there's less benefit in it for us as working class men. We almost never benefit from the patriarchy, right? But we are sold and told this lie that if we follow these rules, that we can benefit from it. We will get us a wife slave. We will get this job. We will get whatever the case may be. We won't be ostracized. We'll be accepted. We'll be validated. That's what society teaches men about the patriarchy. And thus, most men, black, white, and everything in between, we adopt it and we perpetuate it wherever we can. We do it wherever we can. We do it in our personal relationships. We do it to the people in our community. We do it to our kids. We do it everywhere we possibly can. What are you not understanding about that?
I understand that you generalize and you think that because I mean we're just talking about the black man right now, right? Let's not add the men in there, right? We're just talking about black. I just think that
Yep.
statement is a generalization because you have no proof to this. You have no
I do
proof
have proof to this.
as a whole want patriarchy and like, because if let's be real, if we had a choice, right, and if we had the
Why are
power
you
to
fighting
change,
me? Why are you fighting
if
me?
black men had the power to change policies, I guarantee it wouldn't be the policy that the white man already has set up, which has patriarchy in it as a whole already.
Yeah, if
We didn't create this
black
system.
men, if black men had their way, if black men specifically had their way, the system would look, I think, pretty much exactly how it
The
looks
same way,
now,
right?
except for black men at the top. It would just
Okay.
be flipped. It would just be black men at the top. They would punish white men. They would do like that. That's what I believe. I really do believe that. Like, for the most part, I do think that that's what black men are most interested in. They're just interested in them, or at the very least, black men will be also willing to share the top spot with all the other men. To be honest with you, I think
that as a
I'll take that
as
too.
people, right, we were designed a certain way, right?
No,
I think as a people, we were designed a certain way.
nope. You mean black
Okay.
people?
Huh?
Are you
I
talking
mean,
about
black people as a whole. I wouldn't subjugate anybody to their gender or their race
Me
at all.
either.
It's
But
just
that's
not.
what. But time. Here's what I'm not understanding. You sound like you're on my side, but you're fighting me. What are
I'm
you so
fighting you
upset
because
about?
like for
Like, I don't get
me,
it.
for me, what I've been hearing, you're talking about like, oh, black men this, black men that, you know what the situation is, bro.
I do know. That's what I'm
You know
talking
what the
about.
situation is, and to say this,
You
right?
don't know what
I'm
the
not gonna say that
situation
there's not. I'm not gonna say that there's not black men who wants to lick boots, and you know what I'm saying, and be underneath. I mean, receiving the benefits that comes with this Western society. But to say that we all, right, because it just says black men, right, to say we all, right, want to be on top of patriarchy is crazy.
I didn't say we all wanted to, and if you have to keep telling
Okay,
yourself
black
that,
men. All right, black men. What does that mean?
generally speaking, black men. Do you need me to say not? Or you need me to say 97%?
Yes,
of black
I
men?
do.
Cool, 97% of black men. Cool, you're good.
Thank you.
You're in the 3%. That's what you came up here to do.
Thank you. Yeah.
Oh, you the only one that didn't understand that, idiot. You the only one. You the only person that doesn't understand that. What a dummy. What a dummy. Why would you waste all your time to do that? That was stupid. That didn't even make sense.
You know, it's so funny. The longer I stay and listen to some of your lives, some of your guests are absolutely just, it's hilarious how the stuff that comes out of their mouths. What are you defining patriarchy as, though? That's what I wanted to know. Are you using the dictionary definition or a different one? What are you defining it as?
A system of oppression that subjugates women, children, and LGBTQ folks and puts them on the bottom. Also, working class.
It's not the definition of patriarchy at all.
That's how it functions.
That's a closer definition of misogyny, but not
No,
patriarchy.
it's a patriarchy too. The patriarchy is a system of oppression too. You can look up the definition.
Patriarchy just means where the man is in charge of
No, that's not the only thing it means.
No, public, come on. Where can I go find that definition?
And I don't think you understand this. I really want you to understand this. I don't say shit for the sake of saying it. I'm not saying I'm always right or whatever. Everybody got blind spots, but especially when it comes to the meaning, the definition of words, I'm pretty fucking aware of what the word means, brother. I'm dead serious. I know what the patriarchy is. I know that it is also a system of oppression.
It is not also
only just to track the lineage through the man. That's a part of it. That's not all that it is. It is also a system of oppression.
So in what way does the black man, well, I ain't gonna get into that because that's an easy question to answer. In what black men have you heard say they hate the patriarchy? Let me ask you that.
Not many.
Right. So where did this title come from then?
Because they don't say they hate the patriarchy because they don't know that what's happening to them is because of the patriarchy. They say that they hate the things that are happening to them, how they're subjugated. They hate that they're on the bottom. And I'm like, that's the patriarchy. They just don't know that. So they say like, oh, I hate that I'm on the bottom. I hate that I'm broke. I hate that I don't have a woman. I hate that I da-da-da-da, whatever the case may be. And I'm like, yeah, that's because of the patriarchy. And then but then they'll turn around and turn into this guy. Because really what they hate is that they're on the bottom of it. That's the thing that frustrates them the most. They're just on the bottom of the patriarchy. It's not like they don't actually want equity for everybody. They don't want equality. No, they don't want that. They just want their piece of the pie.
Okay, I can respect that. I can respect that thought process. I can respect that point of view. Don't know that I agree with the use of an expanded definition of patriarchy in full, but I can definitely respect.
Well, and since we're on it, I'll read you the definition. Right, a system of society or government in which men hold the power and women are largely excluded from it. That's the definition. So I try to tell you, because when I read definitions of words, I read all the definitions of the word, and then I study the etymology and I study like where the word came from and what, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I encourage everybody to do. And that's why I'm telling you, like, when I use words, I full well know what they mean. I'm not saying I can't ever be wrong, but I full well know what the word means.
As do I. So let me ask you this.
You did it though. You did it though.
No, I did. Just because I asked you for the definition doesn't mean I don't actually know what it means.
You disagreed with that.
Just because I asked the question. You can disagree and know what you're talking about still public. That's what discussions are for, right?
No, not if you disagree with the fact. Sir, let's take this back. Here's where we get into this like dick swinging contest. It's okay for you to admit that you were wrong. This is not a dick swinging contest with you, brother.
No, not for me.
No, not for me. I'm saying for you though, because sir, you were just wrong. You just literally just came up here and said
you said it is a system of oppression. I didn't hear system of oppression in the definition you just read, brother.
Hold on, wait. See how weird this is?
No. See? You said
where. Hold on, wait. No, I'll read it for you again.
And I'll tell you. Hold the power, and women are largely excluded.
Okay, I'll tell you. So what does that mean? If women are excluded from the power, what's another word from that? What's another word for that?
To say largely excluded.
Hold on, wait, no. If women are largely excluded from the power, what is another word that you can use in place of that? Oppression. Subjugation. Jesus Christ. It's just weird. Like we're arguing that like every single day I gotta argue a definition with a person. And I know what the fuck? Just look the word. It's okay. It's okay to be wrong. Like that's the weirdest thing. And that's why it's hard for men to communicate, because there is a lot of men you can't be wrong. Like it's weird. Like you can't be wrong. It's okay to be wrong, bro. It's okay to be wrong. I promise you. It makes you look, I promise you, Julio, when you're wrong and you admit it, it makes you a stronger, better person. Trust me. It makes you a stronger, better person when you're wrong and you admit it. I swear to God, do it all the time. I'm wrong a lot, and I admit to being wrong a lot. I love it. It makes you feel better. You learn something every single time you do it. What up, BPG?
Google is gonna be the unalivement of a lot of these dudes.
Why?
It really is. Because when you talk about systems of oppression, because we have these conversations just about every doggone day, several times a day, you can't Google how, you won't be able to Google your way out of a live where you're having a conversation and you talk about how oppressive systems work, because of the fact that you would have to do so much research.
Mm-hmm.
Like you would have to go back and forth. But I've seen so many people that I have conversations with about patriarchal systems specifically, and them coffee cups be coming up. It's like Starbucks. Like every 2 seconds, that your coffee be steaming, because they don't really know, they can't gauge how broad a conversation that is, because patriarchy, even in the definition, it says largely excludes women, which doesn't mean that all women are excluded. It doesn't mean that, every single woman is facing some level of harsh oppression. Like sometimes that can be very underhanded, very seedy, very dog whistly. Like it's never a matter of just blatant men controlling her, men abusing her, men withholding services from her. Like that's not what that is. Even for black men get so confused and they want to punch the air so bad I'm not upholding patriarchy. And then when they ask the question, like, well, how am I doing it? And you can use the Black Panthers, you can use civil rights, you can use the crack era, you can use the crack epidemic, and how there were a large amount of Black men who were selling and a large amount of Black women who were using. They don't see how those things correlate. They don't see how that intentionally subjugates women, because they were using women as commodities even then. A lot of these dealers were literally having women do unseemly acts in order to get drugs. Like these things happened. So they ignore the fact that you can go ahead.
No, I was just saying, I've seen that with my own two eyes. So you ain't. I've seen it. I've seen the smokers come around, the female smokers come around, the female drug addicts come around to the dealers, and the dealers that take them around the corner. And yeah, I've seen all of that before. That shit is crazy.
And the women didn't serve. Even the women who were, the few women who were dealers themselves, they weren't surviving that, because we know that when war comes along, and actually Level Up said this yesterday, which kind of cracked me up. We know when war comes around, on any level, that one of the first tactics is not unaliving, but grape. Like that's one of the easiest tactics, because the level of shame, the level of fear that you can inflict, the level of flat out pain and devastation that you can cause to a community by graping the women, it's top of the list before people even start getting unalived. So they know that they can perpetuate these kinds of ideas, but they like to ignore the fact that they are a part of them, because, like you said, they only hate the patriarchy because they aren't on top. If they could be on top, they wouldn't question the system at all whatsoever.
And you know what my proof is? Before any other Black man get up here huffing and puffing in his chest, you do realize that there are countries ran by Black people, right? Like right now in existence. So the places that y'all be like, we need to go back to them. Go back to them. Nigeria is a patriarchy. Zimbabwe is a patriarchy. Zambia, Gambia, Eritrea. They're all patriarchies. South Africa, all of them patriarchy. Go back to them. Congo, all patriarchies. All of them. Men with guns. At the end of the day, there are a bunch of countries with men with guns. Men with guns. Ruling over everybody else. Like, be fucking for real. And real quick, I want to read this definition too, because I've never done this back to back. But we all just looked up the definition of the patriarchy for those people who questioning the definition of the patriarchy, and I just told y'all what the definition of patriarchy was. Notice in there it said that a system where basically men subjugate women, right? And largely. Okay. I'm gonna read the definition for the matriarchy, and based on the definition, the matriarchy is better. Just based on the definition, right? So a system of society or government ruled by a woman or man, not inherently good or bad. Ruled by a man or a woman, not that statement, ruled by a man or a woman, not inherently good or bad, right? Okay, cool. A form of social organization in which descent and relationship are reckoned through the female line. Don't mean nothing, right? Same thing with the patriarchy in that regard. The state of being an older, powerful woman in a family or group. That's the definition of the matriarchy. Nowhere in there does it says women get power and exclude men. But in the very definition of a patriarchy, it says that men get the power and largely exclude women. So there's no oppression in the definition of the matriarchy. And there is oppression in the definition of the patriarchy. So anybody that's sitting here trying to act like the patriarchy and the matriarchy are the same, that the patriarch, that there isn't in the very definition of the word, it doesn't mention oppression, you're lying. You're lying. You're lying to us and you're lying to yourself. Stop it. You're lying. Just stop it. You can go look it up. I'm reading it right now. I'm reading it. You can't see it, whatever. I'm reading the shit right now. I'm not making this up. I'm not making this up. And people like BPG who read books, smart people, they already know stuff like this because they read the books, right? I'm a Googler. I Google stuff. I'm a Google guy, right? I use Google to my advantage. When I don't know something, I look it up. Then I told you how I do it. I study the word. I study the etymology of the word. That way I can understand it, right? So maybe we could start doing that. But y'all coming up here trying to change the definition of words to make them fit your worldview is stupid and pointless for everybody involved. If every single time we have these discussions, we have to define what I'm talking about, because look, that's why I don't use words like masculinity and femininity.
Mm-hmm.
Because now I have to define, what does masculinity mean to me? Because masculinity means something, every single fucking day it means something new. It means something new to BPG. It means something new to me. Like, it means something new to everybody. That's why I don't use words like that. Because that word is not definable. Like, what it actually means. You don't know what the fuck it is, though. If I say it, I could tell you what masculinity means by the definition in the textbook. But then when you ask me, okay, how does that look? Then it looks different to everybody. But if I say the patriarchy is a system of oppression where women, children, and LGBTQIA folks, see, because they say women in the definition. What I want them to change is feminine presenting people. Because if you're a feminine presenting man, same shit. If you are and a child and children. And if you're a woman, same shit. It don't matter. If at some point in time they can spot that you got a titty, even if you got them tied down and you walking around and you got a nice haircut and all that shit, and you know what I'm saying, you thinking like a man and all of that, but if they can spot you got that donk on you or you got some breasticles, they gon', you know what I'm saying, they gonna start treating you as such. That's how it works. Like, that's the reality of, that's how the system functions. It just is what it is. So you could try to play all you want to. If you are a feminine presenting person, right? You adult, you are going to fall victim to the patriarchy in that way, right? For being a feminine presenting person. That's how it works, man. Like, I don't know how else to fucking tell y'all. The patriarchy, for lack of a better word, the patriarchy hates femininity. And that's why you have a bunch of men like Dr. Julio, like the gentleman that came up here first that was talking about, oh, we got to instill masculinity back into the, what? Huh? Dr. Julio had a prompt yesterday that said that black men are more feminine than black women. And I was like, but femininity isn't a negative. So why are you using it in this? We're trying to shame black men by saying that we're more feminine than black women now, which is a fucking lie, because if we were, we wouldn't have these fucking problems. If black men were actually more feminine now than black women, we would be fucking, it would be dope. We would be raising our babies. We wouldn't, you know what I'm saying? We would know how to communicate better. We would have more emotional intelligence. We would be emotionally regulated. We would have more degrees. We would be able to read better. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? What are you talking about? It is the
But I
complete
don't think that they
opposite.
hear how that statement really turns their ideas on its own head. Because if a man can be made more feminine by a woman, by a mother, by an aunt, by a community, then masculinity in and of itself, is social. You just told me it's social. Because how am I teaching you to be something that you have told me is natural, that you told me is inherent to you, that you told me the moment that you were born and you had, they saw you had a penis and you had testosterone, all this other stuff. The moment that happened, why could that be changed through social
Engineering.
standards, through social engineering? That's a better way to put that. Through social engineering. How does that change? Because again, you're talking about being a natural hunter. You're talking about being naturally strong. You're talking about being naturally aggressive. So now a woman comes in and she teaches you a different way, and now you've changed from your nature, and we don't even realize that that's not something that's natural. It's very impossible to change. It takes a lot to change. You see that with animals who are trying to be domesticated to go into zoos, which I don't like comparing people to animals. So the other example I would say is, for sure,
I hate comparing
when
people
you
to fucking animals. BBG, know that
I
shit
hate
send
that.
me, that shit gives me
I hate it.
anxiety when y'all start mentioning
I hate
animals
it.
and people. I'll be like, man, that's
Cause stop comparing us to doggone monkeys and lions. You're not a tiger, sir.
you're not
You're
it.
a random nigga from down the street. Like, stop. You're
You
not a
know what?
tiger. You don't
I'll give
hunt.
you another one. I hate when niggas compare us now to people from 10,000 years ago and be like, we was hunters and guys. I'm like, nigga, we go
Stop.
to Chipotle now, bro. Stop it.
Like,
Nobody
you're
is
not
hunting.
hunting and gathering. You clocked in this morning. Be for real. Like,
You don't
and
know
that's
how to hunt.
okay. That's really it annoys me even when they go back 50 years, because for one, you're trying to convince women and men to be in relationships that were relationships between teenagers.
Between a 14-year-old and a 20-year-old.
Be for real.
Huh?
Why is that your goal? Why do you feel like slavery and Reconstruction and Jim Crow was the best time black people had relationships? Are you crazy? You think that when we lacked freedom, that we had better relationships? No, we were choosing based on the options we had, and now
Y'all
we
wasn't.
have more options. Like
Y'all
that
wasn't
doesn't
choosing. Y'all wasn't choosing. Y'all wasn't choosing.
exactly. You wasn't. You were being bred.
You were
You
being
were
bred. You were
literally
being
being
forced.
bred.
Like, get the fuck
Quite
out of here.
literally. Your husband wasn't really your husband. That wasn't somebody that you fell in love with and you
Nope.
chose. That was somebody that they looked at his physical phenotype. They looked at how he looked. They looked at how you looked. They said, oh, this is perfect. She has wide hips. He has wide arms. Them two together, yes, I need them married because I need them to make me a big old baby. That's what that is. And trying to compare those two things to now to the idea of choice, to the idea that a woman is making the choice to choose you. Like, and I never get personal, but this is important to share. I tell my husband on a consistent basis that I love that I chose him. I love
Mhm.
the idea that I chose somebody who just understands how to love me properly. Like, and I love the fact that he consistently makes the choice to do so. But I emphasize that choice because I know that you really could choose to do otherwise. You could choose to be a horrible dude. You could choose to be out here laying it low and spreading it wide. But you make a conscious decision every day not to. And that is important. Why do you want to be in a relationship where somebody can't lead? Why do you want to be in a relationship where she's literally under your foot?
Yep.
What sense does that make?
Now,
Can I say
but
something?
wait, real quick. Wrestler's Corner, come up or get muted. I'm not gonna block y'all no more. Come up or get muted. You yap. If you could tap, you could yap. I'm gonna invite you up. You already declined it one time. Come up or get
Can
muted
I
for the
say
rest of the live. Go ahead. Straight facts, which I doubt.
what's
Go
going
ahead.
on, man?
I'm
But
good,
it's
man.
all right. It's all right. I got
Hold on.
Friday,
Before he
whatever.
rant, before he rant.
How you know I'm gonna rant?
I'm not.
Like I
I
just
know. I'm not saying that. I'm a sarcastic person naturally. Can y'all please tap the screen? It is like almost 700 people in here. Please tap the screen, share the live to somebody that you feel like may need it. Please do that. So go ahead. I'm sorry, sir.
Go
yeah,
ahead.
it's fine. But I'm looking at this. I've been on for a few minutes, and I'm looking at the thing that says the only thing that black men hate about the patriarchy is that they're on top. I just feel that as a black man and a married black man that we've never been a part of the patriarchy. So how can we be a part of the patriarchy when it just wasn't designed for us? And I'm talking about black men and black women at the same thing. The patriarchy only benefits white men and white women. Like,
So,
like even with feminism was actually created to benefit white women. And they used black women at the expense of that because they know that anytime, and it's been proven time and time again, even with politics, even with feminism, that when they need something to get pushed, they run to us, black men or black women, to get their agendas pushed. That's why even with the LGBT campaign and stuff like that, they like to loop in Black Lives Matter and things like that with saying with
so,
their issues as
so,
well.
so, so, in real time, you're proving how black men uphold the patriarchy in real time, right?
How am I proving that black men uphold the
So,
patriarchy? We've never been a
I'll tell
part of
you.
it.
I'm going to tell you how. Why are you mentioning the LGBTQIA in this particular rant?
The reason why I'm doing that with my talk is because I know that all the time from seeing it from life is
Mhm.
that anytime an agenda wants to get pushed, they try to loop us
And what
in with
agenda?
it.
I know. No. What
It could
agenda?
be any. It could be
No,
any
not
agenda. It
no,
could
no,
be
no, no,
no.
no.
There
Be
can be
specific. Do not do
there.
that. It could
Okay,
be any agenda.
I'll
Be
be specific.
specific. What
There's a whole
agenda
bunch
are
of
you talking, sir?
there's
Listen,
a whole
wait,
bunch. Listen.
stop. No, stop. Jesus
Okay.
Christ. I'm gonna ask
Okay.
you a question, and sir, you want to be up here, you want to go. I want to ask you a question. I want you to answer it. Okay?
Go ahead.
Okay. You mentioned the LGBTQIA. Then you
Hmm.
mentioned an agenda. What
Hmm.
agenda are you talking about, and who is pushing it, and for
There's
what reason?
there's multiple agendas, and
Nope.
I'm gonna name each one of them.
I only
There's
want that
multiple.
one. I
There's
don't care about any
multiple.
of the other ones. I only
There's
care about
multiple
that one.
agendas.
Nope.
There's
I only care
multiple
about that one,
agendas.
sir.
Let's just say basically they want to push transgenderism or
They want to
anything
what?
like that.
Who is
Let's
they?
just say,
Wait, who is they?
what do you mean? Who is they?
Who is they?
The people who want to push transgenderism.
What group?
There are people, the alphabet community.
You just circle right
That
back. The
community.
alphabet community. So the
Exactly.
LGBTQIA people. So
Yes.
transgender people want to push transgenderism onto everybody. Oh,
No. They basically say if you haven't, let's just say you don't support it, right? You don't support it. It's
okay.
something that you don't support. Everybody has a right to their own personal opinions and they don't support it. Well, they'll come and say, well, you know, well, you're black and you've been discriminated against. So why are you feeling like that? And I was like, what does myself having to be black? What does myself being black have to do with anything that's going on with your struggle? Your struggle is
I'll
different
answer
than
that.
mine.
I'll answer that question for you, and that's a good question. So you're not describing them pushing an agenda. That's not what pushing an agenda is. But not in the ways that you were trying to use it, at least. They are pushing an agenda, I guess, but their agenda is the agenda of equity, right? So they're saying, hey, black man, you face oppression and I face oppression from the same oppressor. Why don't we come together? You don't need to hate me and I don't hate you. So why don't we come together? Because the same group that's oppressing you is oppressing me.
Now, let me ask you a question on that. Now, now let's just say you have a transgender, right? That is a white male or a white female or whatever
Okay.
they are. They're just white. And let's just say, let's just say they can blend in well. Their transition were good. They blend in. Nobody knows what they are, stuff like that. Do you think for 1 minute that if they can blend in and nothing will happen, let's just say the shit hits the fan, do you think they're gonna align with us? Or do you think they're gonna be, they're gonna stay with what they know?
No, so you're talking about white transgender people specifically, but at first you
Yes.
said the LGBTQIA community as a whole.
So I had to be
I know, but look, I'm gonna
specific.
tell you why what you're saying, why you're just saying to me, it just sounds like you're literally just spouting right-wing talking points. Because the BLM movement was founded by the
Two
women
lesbian women, yes.
the
Two
women who
black
ran it
lesbian women.
were of the LGBTQIA community, and they were black, right? So believe it or not, there are black LGBTQIA people out there. So when you talk about BLM and the LGBTQIA, even their focus was on black LGBTQIA people. You see what I'm saying? So and they were in general, they didn't exclude anybody, but I'm saying like, of course, it was more about black, like black transgenders, black transgender women being unalived, and like the most vulnerable group in America are black transgender women. You see what I'm saying? So that's what they were. That was a part of their focus. You're telling me that you're trying to use this thing of like, oh, a white transgender person, it will abandon the movement for their whiteness, which I agree that a lot of white people would do that. No doubt. The same way they did it with feminism. I'm not denying that. Sir, please don't talk while I'm talking. I'm not denying that. There's no denying that there. But but the LGBTQIA community, here's the thing. Here's what happens with you guys. You guys really, for some reason, you separate the LGBTQIA community from their race when it's convenient. Right now, you can acknowledge that white transgender woman may, when shit hits the fan, may abandon the movement in total in a whole because they're white, right? Okay, cool. But then you will never recognize that there are also LGBTQIA black people who will never abandon the movement because they're black. So you're just saying like the movement in a whole, it's tainted because there's some white people in there that will abandon it. But what about all the non-white people in there? Why are you
now?
You see what I'm saying?
What I'm saying is that all those non-white people that are in there are getting used like normal. And that speaks back to my point that I was saying in the beginning. Every time something needs to get pushed, they literally run.
So why don't you do this? If you care about the black LGBT, look, I'm with you. Black people get used in these things. I'm with you. Cool. If you care about black women getting used by white women, and you care about black LGBTQIA folk getting used by white LGBTQIA folk, why don't you, as a heterosexual black man, start a movement specifically for those people?
I've done that before, and what did it end up getting? The leaders killed.
Who did that?
It ended up getting the leaders killed.
So you scary? But who? Who you talking about?
The entire civil rights movement. What do you think?
Bro,
what
stop.
do you think?
Straight facts. I knew your name was some bogus. I knew you was on some bogus shit because your name is Straight Facts. And you're not spitting straight facts, sir. You're not spitting straight facts, sir. That is not the facts.
You know who Bayard Rustin is, right?
Yes.
Right? Okay, was Bayard Rustin straight
Bro.
or was he gay?
Brother.
Straight or gay? Just answer my question.
Brother, I'm not even sitting here arguing about specific people within the movement. I'm saying that by and large, the civil rights movement was not a movement that was all inclusive of black women, black children, and black LGBTQIA folks, brother. I'm sorry. You're not about to sit here.
I wasn't inclusive of black women. That doesn't make sense.
It was definitely not inclusive. There's a black woman on this panel that's way more educated on this than me.
I wasn't inclusive.
Would you like to answer him? Would you like to answer him?
Would.
Black women.
Please. I absolutely would.
Please answer this gentleman, please. I would love to hear it.
Because am I confused? We're talking because he was yelling a lot. We're talking about how the civil rights movement was oppressive towards black women.
He's saying it wasn't. He was saying, how was it oppressive towards black women, right? So I want you
to... for sure. Oh, for sure. The fact that black women intentionally were kept at lower level jobs. Black women consistently were left to do a lot of the secretarial work, a lot of printing flyers, a lot of typing, a lot of drafting speeches that they weren't credited for. People do not know that Coretta Scott King was a really poignant writer. She was helping Martin Luther King write a lot of those speeches, was not credited for that. So that's one way. So they were epistemically oppressed, which means that the contributions to history that they could have given, they weren't given because of the fact that it was attributed to men. But they were also physically and sexually oppressed. Black women, and I spoke about this earlier, black women faced large amounts of rape and assault within the civil rights movement, and also as a means of white oppression. Like that was a common tactic used against black women during the civil rights movement. But also because of the fact that they made up a large majority of the people who were fighting for civil rights. Black women were literally about 60% of the Black Panthers. When you look at the NAACP, the NACW, which was founded by black women in the 1800s, was the very first civil rights group, period. The NAACP incepted from the NACW, which literally at the height of it, at the peak of its organization, which was the 1920s or the 1930s, they had 500,000 members. 500,000 people were a part, and you can Google this. Like it
way more
right
than
up.
Black Panthers.
The NA way more.
That's way more.
People fantasize about what the civil rights movement looked like and that it ended, which is ahistorical because of the fact that people think that the civil rights movement ended with Martin Luther King being unalived and with Malcolm X being unalived, which is not true. There were many leaders who lived well beyond Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, and most of those organizations still exist. Some of them have changed their names. Like I think SNCC might have a different name, but the NAACP still exists. The Black Panthers still exist. There are other variations of the Black Panthers. However, again, the level of leadership, the new Black Panther Party, the level of leadership that should have been representative of the large body, which if you have a body of people that consists 60% of women, you would think that, okay, the majority of its leaders will also be women. No, it was not. It was still predominantly male on purpose because of the fact that it was meant to oppress the voices of the women who were a part of the movement, because of the fact that a lot of misogynistic ideas followed the movement as well. The belief that women couldn't be leaders or they weren't good speakers, which it's a whole, Mary Beard has a whole book about women in power that talks about women in speeches. But what was the last thing?
Go ahead, BPG, finish up. I'm sorry.
And even their ability to be able to navigate away from gendered stereotypes. So a lot of these women were helping with children. A lot of these women were helping with home care and all of it. They were stuck into gendered stereotypes. So yes, absolutely, misogyny and sexism was rampant through those organizations.
Facts. And the only thing I wanted to add to that was because, and here's to get to the straight facts, you know, to your question too. If women are represented, the thing about it, like here, this is gonna blow y'all mind. If women are represented and women get their say so, then everybody gets taken care of. If women are represented, then kids will be represented, LGBTQIA folk will be represented, poor people will be represented, everybody will be represented if women are represented. If women get representation, if women get empowered, everybody eats. Everybody eats. So you can kind of just say it like about women, and it'll just apply to everybody at that point. Cause like if you put women, everybody popping, everybody eating, everybody got rights, everybody gonna be like, you know what I'm saying? But if you put men in power, typically speaking, only men get the power, and then there becomes a vacuum, right? And it becomes a concentration of power at the top, and that's how all of these organizations were set up, where it was a pyramid, and it was like this dude Huey P was at the top, you know, whatever. This dude was at the top, and then it was like everybody down at the bottom, or it was Fred Hampton was at the top, and then everybody triggered that. Like that's how all these organizations function. Martin Luther King Jr. was at the top, you know what I'm saying? The Honorable Elijah Muhammad was at the top. Like it just goes like that. And that's how men structure their movements. But when women structure the movements, it's everybody's eating. There's like it may not be everybody at the top, but it's like a bunch of people at the top. There's a bunch, and people ain't way the fuck down here. It's not like there's a bunch of people up here and then everybody else is down here. It's like, yeah, we got like a layer of people to protect everybody, and then we got, you know, people here, but it ain't fucking way the fuck down here. Because black men, but we can apply this to men in general. We can apply this to men in general. But like I said at the beginning, you can make a case in America for why white men would want to uphold the patriarchy. You can make a case for poor working class white men wanting to uphold the patriarchy. You cannot make a fucking case for black men, rich black men or poor black men upholding the patriarchy. You can't make a case for it. It doesn't make sense.
Let me keep it a buck real quick. The NAACP, the ACP was created by white people.
It was created by Jewish. It was created by Jewish and black people.
Yes, it was created by Jewish and black people. It was two men.
You just said it was created by white people.
White people? What do you think Jews are? You think Jews are black? They are white.
You gotta go. You wasn't spitting.
He can't even ask himself why that is. Jewish people, and let's see, if you're talking about the early 1900s, and I hate that you in your ear, but that just made me mad. Jewish people were not white then.
They were not white, because people don't understand how whiteness works.
Jewish people weren't white.
Irish people weren't white.
Irish people weren't white. Middle Eastern people, which that's a new thing. A lot of people from Middle Eastern countries are now identifying as white. They was not white. If you were Armenian, you were not white. Like, yeah, they joined together.
That shit is crazy. I'm sorry, y'all. That was crazy. I wanted to keep them up here for shits and giggles, but I couldn't.
People be on TikTok I promise you, I think that people watch these videos on TikTok and they don't do any further research. Like they hear one person say it and they be like, "Oh yeah, that's definitely true." Like, but it's not.
Y'all got the same talking points.
True.
White women started.
And that's why even the whole Google thing, you can Google it. All right, there's nothing wrong with Google. Google it. Then do more research.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, stop just Googling.
Google should be the start.
Google is the tip, and then I need y'all to go and dig a little deeper. But you have to. You know what though? Because I got ADHD, so that's my thing. So that's why how I use it is I know what I'm looking like. I know what I want to look up, and I just go look. You know what I'm saying? I go study that shit, then I get it like. I get it like in a concise, like compact way, as opposed to like, let me read 30 books on it where it's like, a bunch of it's going to be like opinions and da-da-da-da. I just want to know like, what's the history, da-da-da-da. Let me get it, right there. So that's how my mind works. So I could just understand what the fuck I'm talking about. I don't want to be up here.
Yeah, I have to do both because who knows if I have some form of ADHD, ADD. I'm a black girl. They probably wouldn't have diagnosed me anyway, but
nope. They definitely wasn't going to diagnose me with that shit.
The black kids in the hood, you not getting diagnosed. You just bad and you need your butt whooped. Like that's what that's going to be.
I got to answer this question real quick. I'm sorry. Black public, do you think black men are the white men of the black community? Yes. I've said that many times. Yes. I said it before I read the article on The Root years ago. I was like, black men are the white men of society. It's fucking black men outside of society of the black community. Absolutely. But to be fair and to be clear, every man in their community is the white man in their community. Mexican man is the white man of the Mexican people. Asian men are the white men. Men uphold the patriarchy in all of our communities. That's what we do. That's why they mind fuck all the men, right? They mind fuck as many men as they possibly can, and then we go to our communities and then we subjugate everybody in our community, right?
Yo, that's why I said, yo, I kid you not, y'all. What's up, BBG? What up, public?
Oh, hold on, Shemaine. It was one other point. It was one other thing I wanted to say.
Damn it, I love you.
This is a note. This is a note on studying too, because people, for one, I have so many books because I read a bunch of books at the same time. Like literally, I'm reading this chapter of this book and then I toss it in my bag and then I read this chapter of this book and I toss it. I'm not reading the book all the way through, but and I think that might be tied to some form of ADHD, ADD, because I don't have the attention span to sit.
Real quick, I gotta clock this too. Hey, y'all go check out Straight Facts No Chaser. Go look at his profile picture. A nigga in a car. A nigga with a I promise y'all the shit don't never fail.
What?
If
Oh
a
yeah,
nigga
that
got a
nigga.
selfie in a car, red flag.
Nah, that's a
Every single
fact.
time. How the fuck does that happen? We gotta do a study on this shit. 97% of men who take selfies in cars are problematic.
No lie.
I don't know what the fuck that's about. Has it been wrong yet? I haven't seen it be wrong yet. Every nigga
It's a dog whistle for not having a home.
Nah, for real. Everything. Nah, for real. Them dudes.
And I don't mean a house. I mean a home.
No, for real. It's a fact. Every single time they come up here and they have a profile picture of them sitting in the car. They don't never be anywhere else but inside of a car, dogs. Like, real facts. You might as well just call them niggas hobo. You might as well call them niggas hobos. Hobo sapiens.
But they you know what's crazy, Shemaine? They not. They have a house. They don't, if they show you their house, their business gonna get told. Because I promise you right now, Public got a wife. If he go in his living room, they got a living room set. They got curtains. She got drapes. Mm-hmm. They have matching dishes. They have there's things that tell you that a woman is there. There's probably some candles. There's probably there are things there that let you know this house is not just someplace that I go and sleep and pee and change my clothes at and then I go back to work. This is an actual home.
Not my wife.
If they go home, well, I'm saying, I know that lady got drapes. I know she do. You ain't gonna do her like that.
I tell you, you lost me at candles and you lost me at matching dishes because we don't got no matching dishes.
I don't have candles. I'm not a candle well, no, that's not true. I have candles for decoration, but I don't ever actually burn.
But I got all the rest of that shit. Yeah.
I burn
you'll look at the house and you'll know like there's something about this that looks like there's a home, there's a family here. You know what I mean? Yeah. Even if it's not decorated, you'll see some kids' toys in the back or some family game, whatever, like something. Mm-hmm. If they go home, you gonna see white blinds. Some of them broke off. No curtains, no drapes. The couch is from Rent-A-Center.
Nah, stop lying. You know that shit is a fold-up couch. Stop lying.
You can tell. No, that's that $30 a week couch, and I ain't hating on you because I know for a reason. I ain't always had it like that. But they got that Rent-A-Center couch, and they got a TV that's on top of something. It's not mounted. It's on one of them little plastic storage bins from Walmart. They got the little drawers on. Like they terrified of that. They terrified of being found out.
And mind you, every last one of their dishes is plastic plates and cups for real. Them dudes ain't even got nothing from IKEA for real.
I gotta tell y'all something. I have young children. I have an autistic child. Buying expensive dishware and stuff like that, it's not an option. You don't even know how many plates, cups have been shattered. It's not worth it. We've done that before. People bought us that shit for our wedding. We had that shit for a few years. Our babies got big enough. Slowly but surely, every plate broke, every cup broke. Kids just dropping. I was like, nope, 99-cent store it is. I'll be buying all my plates. I go in the 99-cent store and get a stack of plates. I don't give a fuck.
You smoking them pipes from the crack area if you think I let my kids around my good dishes, okay? I have good dishes. They are not out. The stuff that they eat out of is, you know how Walmart got them different color plastic cups and plates and stuff that go together.
That's me.
And it's all mismatched because they take the cup to their room and the other one take the plate to the basement, and then this one I'm constantly buying forks because for whatever reason kids just throw forks behind their back and wherever they're laying, who cares? I'm not letting them people use my good no, never.
No, I'm not talking about using the good china and shit like that. I'm talking about using the plastic ones that's like not even disposable, but at least them shits ain't breaking. That shit.
But how you gonna call your kids them people?
I barely know them.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Them people is crazy. Them is
I
your
barely know them
kids.
people.
She called
No,
them.
I'm
sometimes
saying.
they need. No, I agree with BPG. Sometimes they do make you want to call them people though.
She called them
You
them
don't really know. This is why I laugh at people. This is why I laugh at people with kids and they talk about structure and all of this other stuff and advice they get for kids. You don't actually know them people because the people you met, the cute little cuddly
Nah, they be
fluffy
different.
baby, them ain't even the same people.
Nah, they
Them
No,
not,
different
you
though,
because
don't
bro.
once
know
Every
these
year.
people.
Hey,
no,
kids is
nah,
like
because once
snakes.
they
They
do,
like
because
shed and grow new. They like every
Literally,
year
new
they like
skin.
molt and a new skin
yeah,
come on. It's
man.
a new motherfucker. I'm like, who is this little nigga?
And they
Yeah,
take the
nah, for
skin
real.
off in
It's
the
like,
middle of the
yo,
floor.
they just end up with new identities and shit. You like, who the fuck is this? Like,
Who the
like,
hell is
who
this
is
nigga?
this person, bro? Like,
I hate it. Hey, Shemaine, what you want to say though? I got some people in the queue. I got to rotate.
oh yeah,
You
nah,
can rotate
man.
me. I gotta go back to work.
Okay.
Nah, cause on some real shit, yo, bro blew minds when he even brought up. I was coming up cause old boy blew minds when he brought up the fucking LGBT community. And you know, public, how I hate when they bring us up. You know I hate when they bring us up.
Mhm.
They bring us up so much, it's like a chokehold. Like they only bring us up when it's, and I say this all the time. The only reason why black male heterosexual men bring up anything when it comes down to the LGBTQ community, it's when it's fucking convenient for you. When
Yep.
it's convenient and when you want to push a narrative. When
Yep.
you need to push a narrative against women, oh yeah, well y'all don't talk about that when it comes down to lesbians. That's when you push that narrative. When it comes down to when you need to talk shit about the patriarchy, oh yeah, don't nobody say nothing that the LGBTQ community is pushing an agenda. What fucking agenda that we push, boo? At the end of the day, bro, it don't matter. We've been telling y'all for the longest that no matter what goes on with the black LGBT, what are we still black, bro. We're
Yep.
still black. We still gonna get caught up in racial profile just like you are. We're
Hmm.
still gonna get caught up and be told, especially women in the black LGBT. We've been telling y'all this. It's like, why do y'all keep bringing us up? You have no idea, yo, how many times, public, you've been around me, bro. You know how many times I've gotten so much hate and scrutiny for being
Hmm.
a bisexual in this community. As an Afro-Latino American, you know that, bro. How
Hmm.
many times have you seen a heterosexual black man threaten the fuck out of me because of
All
the
the
fact
time.
that you've seen that
All the
happen to
time.
me, bro. I get threatened by a black heterosexual man on the regular because he don't like the shit that I say.
Shit
Because
crazy.
of the fact that I'm like, yo, you brings us up when it's convenient. And it's crazy. It's
Hmm.
crazy and it's sad. If you don't like what a person from the LGBTQ is saying, then you know what you do. You know what to do already. You already know what it is. You don't like it. You only bring us up when it's convenient and when it pushes your own narrative. Old boy pissed me the hell off when he said that.
Yep.
He was like, "Oh yeah, the LGBTQ community is pushing the narrative." What fucking narrative are we pushing, bro?
No,
Like,
he never had a narrative. He was making up stuff. Those people very rarely get questioned on their conspiracy theories because they live in a bubble, and you can say that typically you can talk like that amongst a group of your peers, right? Like you can talk like that amongst a group of men in general, black men, whatever. If a group of black men say that, no black man is gonna question them. Usually, I've been in those groups. I'll be the only one questioning them niggas, so I know. But you could ask that shit, and they just gonna be like, yeah, you know, and the LGBTQ, and they not gonna tell them they not gonna say LGBTQIA. They gonna say, like he said, alphabet people. They're gonna try to make fun. They're gonna try to use some colloquialism to make fun of these people for no fucking reason, knowing that they got a fucking queer aunt. They got queer cousins. They granny probably queer. They daddy probably done did some weird shit in jail. Like, but here they go, like, yeah, fuck these. Like, what?
but public, here's the
How?
gag though. But public, here's the gag. If you look at these dudes' fucking search history, you know that all they search history got bisexual and lesbian corn in it. How
Oh,
much you
they
want to
love it.
bet?
Yeah, yeah, they love, and they'll say it's different. They'll say
But
men
let
and
them
women are
tell,
different. And
let them tell it that shit ain't there. Let them tell it that shit's not there. And how many times, public, have I flat out said that when it comes down to the men, to the women of the LGBTQ community, that they've been fetishizing and fantasizing the bisexuality and gayism in us for fucking centuries. I've been saying it. They've been doing it. And the funny thing about it is when we say something about it, they get mad at that too.
yep, that's right.
They piss when I say that. They'd be like, what you talking about? All right, bro, so why don't we see your search history? I bet you your search history got bisexual and lesbian women in it. Since you want to see him and lie about something, since you want to push so hard for the agenda that you so-called claim we pushing, let's see your search history.
Yep.
Let's see what's in your real search history.
Yep.
We know he's not going to say it.
Nah, that's facts though. Hey, Shemaine, I got to rotate you. I got a lot of people in this queue.
All right, bro.
I appreciate you coming up and speaking on that. We needed somebody from the community to speak on it, and I appreciate you doing it. It was nobody better to do it, honestly, that I seen in the live. Finesse, come up or get blocked. Get muted, actually. Finesse, come up or get muted. Come on up, fam. If you could tap, you could yap. Let's go. Bang the Cash App one time, y'all. Support the live. Keep the live alive. Let's like up the screen. It's only 67,000 likes. That's crazy. That's crazy. All right, we gonna mute this gentleman. We're gonna allow him to stay in. He need to hear the discussion, but we're gonna mute him. He don't want to come up. Who we got up here? I'm gonna have to start setting a timer for my peoples, for when the peoples come up here. All righty. Supervision.
Hey, public. Yeah, man, this is. Let me put my headphones in real quick.
Yeah.
All right, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. It's I don't know. It's been so frustrating, and it's really disappointing the amount of people, specifically black men, that don't know their history. And this is why when we say black men don't read, we're not even trying to be funny. It's like for real. First of all, that first guy came up saying that black men have nothing to do with patriarchy. Sir, patriarchy outdates white supremacy.
Yep.
I'm when you guys were patriarchs. The Moors, the most famous West African men in history, the Mali Empire, they occupied a place called southern Spain, formerly known as the Iberian Peninsula, for 800 years. That's longer than chattel slavery.
Mm-hmm.
Black men were in control. And do you know what black men did when they were in control during that time? They made their women, the Moor women, subservient to the white Spaniard women that they coveted, that they loved so much.
Wow.
Black men portrayal of black women predates white supremacy and chattel slavery. When you guys were at the top, you still did this effery. So I'm gonna need y'all to please start reading books. Specifically, if you want to know about the Mali Empire, it's called African Dominion. I forgot the author. Gosh, I'm sorry because I'm so flustered.
It's okay. That's good enough. You gave them enough. I don't be wasting no time telling these niggas nothing. They can go look it up on their own if they want to.
Yeah, because they don't read. But it's just really sad. And then y'all going for a party that already wants to take education away, where education is so free and accessible right now for you to do your research. Then you want to join a party that wants to take away education. That's really disappointing and scary. I just came up here to say, like, black people's history hasn't started with their time in America as slaves. Black people have existed a long, long time before that. Y'all need to start reading for real. Thanks, public. I yield.
No problem. I appreciate it. Yeah, that was a gem. That was a little nugget, little bit of a nugget up there. Oh my God, man. What we gonna do, man? We done with y'all. What you yapping about? What you talking about with y'all?
I'm yapping about what I want, man. Like
what you yapping
said,
about?
Right,
we done with who is we?
Do you own a home? Do you own a home?
Nope.
You don't own a home? So how the fuck you gonna tell me about what I got when you don't even own a home? I own a home, brother.
Where you
don't
live?
own one.
Hold on, where you live?
Me, I live in Marlboro, New Jersey.
That's why.
Look it up right now. Look it up. Look up Marlboro, New Jersey, and look how much it costs to live in that town.
Okay.
There are no apartments. There are no apartment buildings in that town whatsoever. Right now, I'm by my pool. I just opened the gate to my pool, and I'm literally standing in front of it right now. I can get on video right now. and show you where my pool is, brother.
No, I believe you.
Like I said, I work hard for my shit. I ain't got time for the bullshit no more and stuff like that. Like this is silly as hell. You got a whole bunch of people on here that's broke as hell trying to tell me about what the fuck I gotta do. That's crazy as hell.
Marlboro, New Jersey. Wait, sir. Marlboro, New Jersey. Wait, I know. I looked it up. Marlboro, New Jersey is a cool place to live. It's a nice little suburb, right? The average house cost in Marlboro, New Jersey is about $550,000 to $600,000. The average cost where I live is $900,000. So I'm sorry if I don't own a home. I could own a home in another city, but I want to live. I want to live in the city that I'm in right now. Yeah, but if I could live, I could do it. Like if I took my money and moved to Marlboro, I could buy 2 houses. I could buy 2 houses. I'm looking at like the houses I'm looking at is 900,000, 1.1 million, 1.2 million. That's what I'm looking at. So I'm not in a rush to spend $1 million. And I don't want to be house poor. I can afford.
Why aren't you in it? Why aren't you in the house if you can afford a $900,000 house? Why aren't you in it?
Because I don't want to be house poor.
You don't want to be. That means you don't have the money to afford the house.
No, I do. I can pay my mortgage. I can pay the mortgage.
You don't want to be house poor. If you are house poor, that means you don't have the money. That means you don't have the money to take.
Wait, sir. I'm trying to tell you that I can move into the house, I could qualify for the home, and I can make the payments, and I won't be house poor today. But I don't want to be in a situation that the margin of error is way too thin, and I don't want to be stressing myself out just to make a mortgage. Or if something happens, what if I get injured? What if I get sick? So that's what I'm thinking about. It ain't about just making the payment right now. Yeah, I can make the payment right now. No problem. But what happens in 5 years? I'm 42. What if I got to slow down? You see what I'm saying? So I don't want to be in a situation where I'm strapped for that, right? But trying to say you own a home in a city where the homes are affordable is great. I'm happy for you, but I can go out and go to another city.
Sir, you try to come at me.
Sir, what I'm trying to tell you is you don't got to get on here trying to act like you make more money than people or whatever the case may be.
I make a lot more money than a lot of people on it.
Yeah, I'm sure, but I'm trying to tell you, I don't think you make more money than me, and I don't think you make more money than my wife. But
how much money? I'm
not going to get into who makes more money.
I'm good.
I'm not going to do that because that's stupid. Also, because people lie all day. But I'm just guessing that
I can like
pretty
literally
sure that you don't make more money. And the reason why, the reason why I'm telling you that, I'm saying because I can tell the place you live in tells me that you don't make as much money as us. You see what I'm saying?
Let's go on video right now.
You live in a place. You live in a place where the average home costs $550,000 to $600,000. That's how much money do you have to make to afford that mortgage? 70 grand, 80 grand a year? Okay. That's what I'm saying. Like that's what I mean. Like that's fun. Like I don't know why you act like I know how money works. I know how home prices work. I know what it means. I get it. You was bragging. Here's what I'm saying. This is how I know you didn't know shit, because you was bragging about being in a place where the median, where the household is $600,000, $550,000, $600,000. You was like, I got me a home, as if that was going. Nigga, I live in fucking LA. I live in LA. Nigga, it's fucking expensive as shit. It's expensive as shit to live in my city. It's super duper expensive. Like dumb expensive. And yes, I can move to a different city and pay and buy a house in a different city and commute and make my life and do all of that. I don't want to do that though. I want to live in the city. I want to live in the city that I was born in, because that's the city I'm in right now. And I want to live in the city that I work in. That's the city I'm in right now. I don't want to buy a home outside of my city and then commute into my city, move my kids out of their school. Like I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I want to keep everything in this city. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to wait until I can do that. And I can go buy a home on the east side and live in a fucked up neighborhood, but I'm not going to do that just so I could buy a home. It's not worth it. So instead, I'm saving my money. It's okay. I'll wait. I don't want to spend 7%. I don't want to spend 6% on interest. It's a bunch of that stuff. Yes, I'm a renter, but I have more money than you though. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, you're right. I'm a renter, but I got more money than you, even living in LA. So what's the point? I make more money than you. I don't take selfies in the car. I'm smarter than you. There's a bunch of things I got going for myself. It's crazy. It doesn't matter. I'm just laughing at this nigga because that's what they want to get. If they want to get into a dick swinging contest, it's stupid. Like I don't give a fuck, right? Like trying to shame me for being like, oh, you don't have a home. Like nigga, I don't give a fuck. I could have bought a home 10 years ago and I didn't. I was like, I don't want to live in this fucking shitty ass city. Shit is crazy. I'm happy you got a home though. I'm having a home. That's what I'm saying. He act like, just so you know, ain't no hate. I'm happy you got a home. I'm fucking ecstatic that you got a house. I'm really, really happy. You're proud that you got a home. I'm happy you got a home, right? But please don't come up reacting like because you bought a home, then you got some like, you could like talk to me any type of way. You out your rabbit ass mind, nigga. What up, Kay?
Hey, I came up here first. I came up here to speak to my baby mama, but she gone. But hey, remember the nigga the other day with the long shorts on? the one who was in the picture with the long white shorts and the Jordan.
Who?
And
I remember.
Listen, I think the nigga was from he from the country, but he was he had the shorts was all the way down to his ankles. And I said, when you said don't trust a nigga who take a car selfie, I was like, and that nigga with the long shorts. Hey.
The fuck is wrong with these niggas,
he
man?
He slayed me.
Y'all gotta stop taking car selfies. Y'all gotta stop taking car selfies and stop wearing Team Jordans, okay? If I catch y'all wearing Team Jordans and taking car selfies. Hey, look.
In 2-piece sets. You know them 2-piece sets?
Yeah, no 2-piece sets. Look, if you gonna wear team, look, this I'm gonna give y'all a fashion tip to all the fellas. Before you go buy some Team Jordans, don't. Go buy some Air Force Ones. Just buy you some Air Force Ones. Fuck it. Ain't no need in you. If you can't get some Jordans, if you can't get some real Jordans, if you can't get some 1 through 15s, just leave that shit alone, B. Let that shit go, bro. Get you some 1 through 15s. If you can't get the 1 through 15s, get you some Air Force Ones. Or get you some Dunks. Dunks is cheap. Or get you some motherfucking Asics. Or get you some motherfucking New Balances. Get you some black and white Vans. Get anything but some Team Jordans. Don't do that to yourself with some extra long shorts. Stop doing that shit, man. That shit crazy. And then taking selfies in the damn car. You niggas is tacky. You niggas is tacky and pathetic.
Listen, hey, I just came up here to fuck off. Let me get down for somebody to send me back to TikTok jail.
All right. Come up, Jacob. We can talk about who I am. I was just giving you some advice. My nigga was trying to teach me how to buy a house. I was just telling y'all how not to be out here looking corny. Stop taking selfies in your whip. Extra long shorts are oxymoron, but yeah, they exist. What's wrong with Walmart? Nothing. If that's what you can afford, I ain't mad at you. What up, Verse?
Hey, what's good? I'm sorry.
Good.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
How y'all doing today? Verse in the kitchen in her home. Since that seemed to be the topic.
Nah, that's that nigga topic. I don't give a fuck. Whoever got a house, I'm happy for you. Congratulations. Live your fucking life. I'm happy.
And what's crazy is it's not about having a house. That's easy. Y'all said a home. That's what pissed him off. He's trying to come at you over something someone else said. They were just making fun of the fact that you probably got a house, but it's not a home, sweetheart. If you're still there, what you have.
Oh yeah, that's what he was mad about. I didn't even know why he was.
He doesn't have a home, so he's gonna tell everybody, "I got a $500,000 house, baby." That's not impressive. Not in this economy.
Not even.
It's not. You probably pay way too much, and you know what? I take it back because I don't want him to come back on here.
Don't do that. I'm telling you, he got a home. Be happy for him. That's what I'm saying. Got a house. I'm happy for you.
I know, and I don't. Why are you defending where you stay? Not you, but just him. Like he came back with a vengeance. He big mad.
He was mad. He was mad at the wrong person because I didn't even know what the fuck was going. I didn't even remember that they was talking about that shit.
Yeah, he's mad because, and then the ladies left, which I mean, it's a prerogative, and I ain't mad at him. I actually probably would have made, if he mad at them, he should catch me on a bad day. But he's pissed off about your house and your dwelling. What they got to do with the price of tea in China, sweetheart? Let's stay on topic. I thought we was talking about black men hate about, you know what I mean? I thought that's what we were. That's where I was.
Yep.
He worried about where you lay your head and how you do it. Just you know what, baby boy? What was his name? Straight facts.
Straight facts, no chaser. But he didn't have no facts though.
He needs to find somebody to love him because he sounds real angry.
He is angry. He is. But you know what's crazy though, Verse? You'll be shocked at how many of them dudes be having whole wives and families. But then they be in their car yelling at their phone.
I work with a bunch of niggas. I would not be shocked.
They be in their car yelling at their phones at all the single women online, talking about what 20-year-old women do. Then you ask him, and he like, oh, I'm 42 and I got 3 kids and I've been married for 15 years. Nigga, what? What are you talking about?
I know, Mr. Pedophile a lot. Like, it's a whole lot of stuff that the patriarch, like, people need to understand that the men, because there are some men here who are not, you know, hook, line, and sunk to the patriarchal system. They see, kind of like what you're doing, they see the bullshit for what it is, absolute bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So, and they actually advocate for both themselves and then their communities. And then you got some people like the lady a few persons ago that you had on here said that they'll pay attention to a TikTok post or Instagram post, hear somebody make an opinion, and just decide, yeah, that's right, because it feels good to them. You know, they deal with the feel good opinions without actually following up. That's why some of y'all are gonna be forever stupid. People fight real hard for limitations. Okay, you back?
No,
people fight real hard to stay small, and I don't understand why. It's like you're not winning already. You're not at the top of the food chain. You don't even have the opportunity to make it. And even if the white system or the white guys use you, that's all they're going to do is use you. It's really rare that black men get to break through that ceiling by themselves. And a lot of times they do it off the backs of black women. Everybody do shit after. And have y'all noticed, and I'm not coming for the LGBTQIA plus, did I get it right? I'm not coming for them at all. Like some of my close friends are bi and gay and in relationships, and that's totally fine. I do hate that they always are the scapegoat for certain situations, though. We bring them up for everything, not me, but specifically a lot of people bring it up.
In general, we bring them up, yeah. Heterosexual people will bring them up and use them to like triangulate heterosexual men versus gay versus heterosexual women, and then they get, you know, yep.
And here's the crazy thing. He tried to bring up a point, right? And I was kind of tracking. I was like, oh, he's so close. Oh, he almost made it. And he never hit the spot. A lot of men can't find us. Never mind. Anyway, he made a point, and I'm gonna make the point that he probably should have made. When it comes to an agenda-based programming with the patriarchal system, there is an agenda, but it has nothing to do with the LGBTQIA plus community in large, right? If he would have said that the government is starting to inflict and try to, you know, encourage transgenderism, I would have had a listening ear for that. Only because when they started to make gay rights and stuff equal for everyone, I was cool with that. You got 2 grown adults who decided that we love each other just as we are. Yeah, we're ladies, we love each other. Yeah, that's totally fine. Give it to them. What I've noticed though, in a lot of communities nationwide, they are, if you don't affirm your child's identity, right, then they have the right, the school system has a right in some school systems to like encourage your child to go a different way. So you got a little girl and she go to school and she's saying, well, you know, the teacher can be like, well, you know, you might be a boy. You can wear this little thing to press their chest down. And they can do it during the school time. True tea. I ain't making this shit up. Y'all can look this up.
No, so we know that, but why is that? Why do you think that that's bad?
To affirm and change the child's gender? I think
they
children
can change the child's gender. No. They are not changing the child's gender. They're just affirming it. So if the child says that they identify as such, then they go, okay, I'll support you in that.
Well, I'm not saying that the child is saying that they identify as such, though, is what I'm getting at. Now, there are some situations where the child did wake up and say, you know what, I think that I'm in the wrong body. I'm not questioning or challenging that. What I'm questioning and challenging is those, I've seen it. I have a friend that has a child, and he doesn't identify as gay, anything like that. But the teacher is like, oh, you have really nice high cheekbones. You look good as a girl. That's how they started. And you sure you don't want to be a girl? I'm not saying that it's everywhere, but there is a decay there. I have to admit that there is a decay there. And what I mean by that, the teacher can also administer drugs to your child for transitioning. That's a problem for me. Like whether he identified this or that and you are the strict parent or not, nobody should be giving your children medication behind your back because you also don't have to know about it. And this system doesn't allow a lot because this one girl is fighting.
When did that law? That's not a federal law, first of all. So where you talking about?
I didn't say it was federal. It's not a
I know. I'm
federal
saying,
law.
where is that at? I'm in California. I'm in one of the most liberal states in the. That law don't exist in my state. What are you talking about? I never heard of that before.
Yeah. If you didn't ask me, I would have went ahead and quoted it, but now I don't
Please,
remember what.
I'm curious. Then I want to know. So you're saying,
I don't
wait,
want to tell you, but as
okay,
soon as you said it, because I was going to say, you know, something tip of your tongue. Hopefully it come back. I was on the road. God damn it.
you good? So I got a question.
Again, I'll put it in the chat when I remember.
But I think we're missing the mark a little bit, because I think affirming a child's gender is not what you described, by the way. So affirmation would be, like I said, it would be like you supporting it. You get like words of affirmation, so you're just affirming it. You're like, yeah, you identify as such. I'll affirm you in that decision, right? You're describing like, quote unquote, turning the kids out, which I don't believe that that's happening anywhere. Personally.
Well, no. Okay, so I agree with you saying. I do understand what the word affirm means, and I understand how that goes. What I'm saying is, as far as affirmation, not every child is saying it. Well, maybe I'm saying the word that I heard because of how it was presented to me. And it's been presented multiple ways. And it was like, if you don't affirm your child's gender, meaning coming to school, say, hey, this is my son, this is my daughter, you know, something like that. And then that you'll have some educators, and I have a lot of friends that are educators, who say that there are teachers, specifically the white teachers in brown areas. I live in the South. I'm a Southern girl, and I live in a city, but I also live in kind of the suburban area, if that makes sense. So a lot of times you have these suburban white teachers coming into the school system, be it male or female. A lot of times they do encourage or either plant a seed, is what I'm saying with that. But anyway, my whole point in even getting to the patriarchal system, all that I've seen congressmen in my local area, I can't speak for nationwide, in my local area, who are advocating for children to transition, which is fine. If that's what you want, that's totally fine. If your kid want it, the parents want it, that's fine. But I've noticed that they're passing ordinances where I am specifically, right, where the child could have surgery free of charge, whereas we have adults who want to have that same surgery and they can't get it for free.
Yeah, because they're adults.
Yeah, and because adults should be able to pay for. But if your goal is to advocate for the community altogether, why wouldn't it be? Why would it not be across the board?
I'm for it being across the board. If that's what you're saying, it should be across the board.
I think it should be across the board too. But I'm just showing the disparaging in it, and it's all spearhead. And again, I should, instead of saying it's a national thing, I should only speak for my specific area. It's the white male taking the charge, the white woman, taking, it's like a relay race. They start the race, the white woman take it on, then it comes to us.
Yeah. So you think white people what is the benefit in turning kids to transgendered people? I'm not understanding. What's the benefit in that? Like, to whoever thinks that, like, I don't track that. I've asked a bunch of people that, and I just don't see the benefit in it.
I personally don't see a benefit in it either. I didn't realize that it was as prevalent as it is. It was as I've seen it recently. I don't see the benefit in it. I don't know why we would, but I've seen it happen more likely than not, and it's not being addressed as much. Like you said, you don't track it. I don't track it either. For some reason, it's like everywhere, and that's probably because I have a lot of friends that have children. I have a lot of friends that are educators in the school system, so I hear their complaints a lot with how it works and how it goes. Somebody said, ask me my views on Jesus.
No, I'm not. Hey, this is.
No, somebody really did. They said, ask her views on Jesus.
No, we don't. I don't.
What do you want to know specifically? You don't? Okay.
I do not. I don't care to have that conversation. I'm not a religious person at all, so I don't.
Neither am I. So I was like, if you want to hear it, here you go. But no,
I don't got no views on Jesus. But
I don't either.
That's a lie. I got a view on Jesus, but it ain't what people think it is. But yeah, I appreciate you though. Thanks for coming up, Verse. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Yep. Man. Let's see if we can get back on topic now. Patrick, we're good with it.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Good. Oh, hi. So I'm Patrick. I'm from London, UK. So glad to be here.
Yes, sir.
So with your question, you mentioned black men. Would it be different if you mentioned black males? So would black males is the only thing that black males hate about the patriarchy that they're not on top?
No, it's black men. A male is not the right word to use here. It's specifically black men. Because males could apply to gay black men. It could apply to LGBTQIA black men. Like it could apply to a bunch of black men. But men, black men, like men who identify, you know what I mean? Like men who are like, and I'll be more specific. Masculine presenting men, masculine presenting black men. That's
okay.
Yeah, masculine presenting black men.
Yeah, I guess I have an issue with the idea of male and men and how they're seen in society, and how like the history of the idea of the man, particularly the idea of gender, especially when you look at history. I look into a lot of like genocide studies and throughout history, and generally like gender is really subscribed to the alpha group. It's subscribed to like the in group of like the patriarchy, right? So like when people say man and women throughout history, within Western society, they're talking about white men and white women in America, or they're talking about rich white men and rich white women in places that doesn't have a racial divide, right? So like in history, like from my understanding, like black people were not defined as genders under racial superiority, right? So like in America, like there'll be men and women, but men and women won't treat black people like men and women.
So you're referring to the 3/5 rule, like how they say black people are 3/5 of a man?
Yeah. So that definitely comes into it. So I think that rule like has been a part of
I think it's all getting mixed. But like, what does that have to do with my point? I'm not understanding. What is that? What if I change it to males? Then what does it do?
So I'm hoping that like by changing it to males, it gives the idea that black men can change, right? And their definition of what it means to be a man is not what white people's definition is to be a man, right?
I got you.
And if that's the case, then like, so I don't see black men and white men as the same genre of man. I see black men as people who have gone through a different kind of system compared to white men. Therefore, they have different kinds of attitudes towards the patriarchy. So like, for example, like black men, they don't really vote. Although there's some issues right now with black men voting for Trump, like the majority of black men don't vote at all, right?
Yeah.
And that's because it doesn't help them, because society doesn't help them. So they reject all of it. Right?
Yeah, I agree.
So I feel like, and then also like the idea of patriarchy, you can't really be a patriarch without holding institutions, and black men don't really have any institutions apart from barbershops, I think. Like I think that's all black men have really in terms of what they control.
Wild. That joke was a little sus. No, but I do hear what you're saying, I guess. But yeah, black men don't have any institutions, but they still uphold the patriarchy because they perpetuate it and we uphold it in our own community. So it's like saying Irish people couldn't uphold racism before they were included in the fold of whiteness, right, on the plantations, but they did though, right? Like you don't have to.
But I would argue that black men uphold patriarchy the least out of any other group.
Yeah, but it's not I know, but it's not a comparison. I'm not comparing black men to white men. That's pointless. Why would I agree with that? You see what I'm saying? Like, why am I comparing black men to white men in this regard? I'm saying that regardless if black men are better than white men at this, white men are the fucking worst at this. So why would me being like, well, I'm better than them? Okay, but you're still fucking up. That's the point. Like we're still
when I say any other group, I mean like any other group, any gender. So even black women, like black men don't get anything out of the patriarchy, so they reject it the most out of any other group, including black women and white women and Asian men, any other kind of group. Black men reject it the most.
No. Black women reject the patriarchy more. In our community,
black women participate more, right? So black women participate more within the patriarchy than black men, right?
No. How?
Through,
are you talking about voting? Voting doesn't count.
Through voting.
Nope.
Okay. I would include voting, but I'll give you any kind of examples. So through working, so black men are the most unemployed. Through the educational system, through any kind of institution, the patriarchy will pull in outgroup women more so than outgroup men, right?
So you're saying, so basically you're making the argument that since black women are better at functioning within these systems, that they participate more in the systems?
Yeah.
Or wait, I got a better. No.
Yeah.
Let me ask it like this: that they uphold the ideals of the system more than black men do.
I think they probably have more potential to uphold.
No, not potential.
Which is how you get them.
No, not potential. Who actually upholds it more is my question. Who actually perpetuates we talk about violence in the community, which you skipped over. The things you named aren't inherently bad for anybody.
Well, I didn't skip over violence, but we can talk about violence.
Listen to what I'm saying. Black women voting isn't inherently bad for black people. Black women having jobs isn't inherently bad for black people.
Black men not I agree.
Please.
I agree.
Black men not having jobs is bad for black men, but I'll even blame, let's say we blame a lot of that on the system and blah, 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 right? I'm with all of that, right? But the things that men do, the way that black men perpetuate the patriarchy within our community is harmful and toxic to our community. So to play this game of like, well, black women participate in it more. No. Black women just function better in said system. They don't participate in it more though. They don't perpetuate it more, because that's the inference there, right? Is that you're trying to infer that black women perpetuate the patriarchy more than black men do. Black men perpetuate it the least. Is that not where you're trying to go with this?
Yeah, so I'm saying.
Yeah, and that's completely wrong. That's what I'm saying. Like that.
I would argue. So I would argue, like if you look at any other society in the world that has an in-group and out, most societies work with an in-group and out group. So I could go to any other country and I'll find like, let's say, like Eastern Europe, like Slovakia or something like that. And then I'm gonna know that the outgroup men, which are gonna be probably gypsy traveler men, they're gonna be the most in prison, and they're not gonna participate in the schools. But the women probably, so I guess it's how I fundamentally see racism. And racism to me is the in-group having access to all resources, including the women.
Wait, I thought that gypsy was a bad word. I'm pretty sure calling people gypsies is a bad word. Like, yeah, right?
No, so in Romania, there's a group of people. They're travelers, but they're called gypsies. Maybe it's a bad word. Maybe
I think it is. Yeah, I think it's a slur now. It probably was. I don't know. But word change, like calling people Oriental is a bad. You know what I mean? Like it could be like that.
I think what it is if you call a Irish traveler a gypsy, then I think that's a bad word.
That's a slur. But if you actually call a group of people that, I'm not going to argue with
real people.
To be honest with you,
Romanian
gypsy.
But my point is generally, like around the world, what you'll find is the patriarchy. My understanding is the patriarchy is the in-group men with the help of women, white women, controlling the out-group, and then within that group, the in-group men have access to the women of the outer group. Right. So that's why. So I would argue that's why, like, whenever you see like a a country that is a black country but has but the white people own majority of the resources, generally the black women will do better than the black men. So if you compare,
but I'm saying, okay, so I'm just saying, and I want to be clear about this. Once again, black men participate in the patriarchy and they perpetuate the patriarchy because the patriarchy is harmful. They do it 10 times more and worse than black women do. The thing you're describing is black women just doing better in these systems. That's it. That does not equate to they participate more. That's not what that means. No, I wouldn't interpret it in that way. So I'm just because black women go to college more than black men, then they're more invested in the patriarchy than what? No. That's not what it means. But if black men are more violent, if black men are more abusive, if black men are more likely to get a foot in the climb up the ladder and then pull the ladder up for everybody else in their community, if black men are more likely to push down to everybody, that's them participating in the patriarchy more. And black men undoubtedly do that more. Wait. Black men undoubtedly do that more than every other group of people in our community. And then furthermore, every man in every community does that more than everybody else in their community, by and large. That's what I'm saying. So it's not, I'm just talking about black men because once again, I don't know if you missed it, black men specifically have no business upholding the patriarchy in any way, shape, or form. No business whatsoever. It doesn't benefit us. It's fucking stupid. It doesn't make any sense. So that's why I'm singling out black men because of idiots like this guy doing it. So I'm saying, hey, black man, don't be like this black man. This dude's terrible. Yeah. Be better than him, right? Let's get beyond this. This is nuts. We're moving backwards because that's what's happening right now. A lot of black men are being told that all of their problems are because these women have rights, because these women can vote, because these women have jobs. Because that's what black men are being told. And they're being sold that lie, and that's pushing them right. That's pushing them straight into fascism, into the arms of fascists. Right? So that's why I'm telling black men, don't fall for that trick. Move away from that. But guess what? You know who I don't have to tell that to? Black women. I don't got to tell that to black women. With all their degrees and all their money that they're making and all the businesses that they're starting, I don't have to tell black women, hey, black women, don't fall for the right-wing trap. Stop perpetuating right-wing talking points and blah, 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 blah. I don't have to do that to black women because they're not participating in the patriarchy in that way, in any meaningful way whatsoever. So what you're saying to me doesn't add up. I don't know what I really don't know what your point is at this point.
I'll say again, I still feel that, black men are more likely to be in prison. They're less likely to have jobs, less likely to be
every man is more likely to be in prison, Patrick. Every man is more likely to be in prison than every woman because men are inherently more violent than women.
Black men as a group are the most likely.
No, I know because of racism, we're more likely than any other group. I agree than any other group of men, other group of people in this country.
It's nothing comparable.
But
the percentages are huge.
But instead of comparing once again, but don't compare black women to black men to black women in this context, because the reason why more black men are in prison than black women isn't because of racism. It's because men are inherently more violent and inherently are inherently more more criminalistic. Does that make sense? Yeah, than women are, right? So we're more likely to commit crimes than women are in general. You see what I'm saying? That doesn't
so my argument there would be, I think the issue is I think it's more of a systemic issue where they're aiming for black men. I don't think black men are particularly more violent. I think they're more physically.
Wait, we're more violent than who?
White men.
We're not more violent than white men. That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm saying once again that men compared to women in general, men are going to be the ones more likely to be in prison. But that rule also, appreciate the gifts, that rule also applies to what? The black men and black women. So the same rules apply. White men to white women, same rules apply. Asian men to Asian women, same rules apply. That's what I'm saying. So don't compare it to black women and say, well, the reason why is because X, Y, and Z. No. The reason why black men are more likely to be in prison than black women is because black men are more likely going to be the ones committing crimes, right? Like between those two, the reason why more black men per capita, the reason why more black men are in prison than white men is due to systemic racism, right? Like that I know. But the reason why more black men are in prison compared to black women is not systemic racism. It's because of misogyny. It's because black men. I
think what you're missing is why black men are in prison. Isn't it because of drugs? Isn't it selling drugs?
Some of it.
Isn't that the majority? I don't think the majority of black men are in prison because they were violent.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking close. It's really close. Like 40-some% of people are in prison because for selling drugs or whatever. Yeah, I agree. But I also said that men are more likely to commit crimes in general, not just violent crimes. Any crime, selling drugs, doing drugs, like all of that. Not doing drugs.
Yeah. So why black men more pushed into selling drugs?
Because of misogyny.
Black women.
Yeah, because of misogyny.
Can you elaborate, please?
So men are told that their worth is rooted in how much money they make. Their worth is rooted in what they can provide, that's what men. That's not white supremacy. People saying white supremacy. No, it's not white supremacy. That's what all men are told. White men commit crimes too. That's what I'm saying. Like, what are we talking about? White men sell drugs. White men sell drugs too. They just we're just talking about why we do it. We're not talking about who's in prison at this point, right? But white men sell hella drugs.
Yeah, I'm just asking why, but I think it's literally the black men have less access. They see less of a future in a career. So I guess selling drugs would be a quicker fix.
The thing, wait. The thing that doesn't make sense about this. Okay, cool. So let's do the numbers. So we know through studies that black people and white people are just as likely to use drugs as one another, right?
Yes.
Right? They both use drugs about at the same rate. Now make it make sense. If white people and black people use drugs at the same rate, who are those white people buying their drugs from? Are we just assuming they're buying all their drugs from black people? They're not. They're buying it from white people.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Why would you think white people are driving to the hood to buy no, sir, they're buying the drugs from their neighborhood. Like, what the fuck? So yes, there's a bunch of white drug dealers who never get busted because they don't over police white neighborhoods. So if you're asking why do black people end up in prison more, black men end up in prison more, yes, that's racism. That's racism. Why do black men sell more drugs or participate in selling drugs more than women do? That's the patriarchy. That's because men are sold this are sold this idea that our very existence is rooted in the material possessions that we have. That is why. And on top of that, we lack empathy. We're not taught to see people as people, so we can sell them drugs, fuck that crack, F that, that dope, that woman that sells dope. When went over a woman's house and she had a baby underneath a blanket in a car seat covered in roaches.
Wow.
Yeah, she was on drugs. Like, and the dude still sold her drugs. You see what I'm saying? He didn't go, man, I'm not about to sell that woman no damn drugs.
Like, I would not agree that black men are more materialistic than black women.
You said, say that again?
True. I don't think black men are more materialistic than women.
Of course we are. 100% we are. Men are more materialistic than women, without a doubt. There's no fucking question about it. Women are way less materialistic than men are. Way less. Not even close. Not even close, brother. Men will sell their souls to buy cars, to buy clothes, to buy jewelry, to do the things to attract women, right? Women will sacrifice all of those things to provide for their family. So you're telling me that women are more materialistic?
I think some women would do that. I think some men would do that.
No, most women do that though. But no. We don't have to play the sum. Most 85% of custodial parents are women. That's when the man's not there.
Yeah.
So now let's talk about in the relationship, the women that are in the relationship with the man. Who's the one sacrificing?
Yeah, it would be women sacrificing.
Exactly.
But
so how does that
this idea?
How do those two things make sense at the same time?
I'm just thinking about capitalism and consumerism, and I'm thinking, you know, like, and then maybe the reason that you don't see men, you see more men, black men selling drugs, is because they don't have access to the same kind of jobs. Particularly, we know that like OnlyFans, right, and those kind of jobs are very big these days, right?
Nope,
So
they're not very big. They're not. It's not very big. Only like 1% of people. Only like 1% of people who have an OnlyFans make money.
Only 1%. Okay.
Yeah. Only like 1%. You gonna look it up? I think it's like 1%, if I'm not mistaken. Only the top 1% of people actually make money on OnlyFans. Just like TikTok. A bunch of people do TikTok. What percentage of people do you think actually make money on TikTok?
What percentage? Yeah, very low.
Very low. Same thing with OnlyFans. So, and OnlyFans is even harder to make money on than TikTok. like more people can make money on TikTok than they can on OnlyFans. And you just said that TikTok percentage is low. But where are you getting these numbers from? Like, why are you assuming that women are out here? Like, there's all these women on. And lastly, sir, the people giving them the money are the men. So if the women, if the men don't like the OnlyFans people, or if the women, or I'm saying, you're talking about materialism. The thing about men is, the thing that you're missing about men is as well, is that men see women as objects as well. They see women as things that they can buy and have and trade and commodify. So when you talk about materialism, to me, men see women as material. They see them as a commodity. And that's why men refer to
women.
That's why men refer to women as. That's why men refer to women as dimes. That's why men will. That's why men refer to the to the process of dating as the dating market, because they see women as commodities. They see women as things to be traded and things to be had. That's why men will go out and sleep with as many women as they can and collect them like Pokemon. That's why, because they don't see them as people. So men are way more materialistic to me than women are. Way more. You can't sell me on that. That's a crazy concept.
I'm not. Yeah, I can't buy that. I still think it must be more even than that, simply because there's so much marketing angle towards women to buy. So I don't think it's that. I don't think it's way that much of a bigger difference between men and
Patrick. Do you know why? Do you think about it? You're proving my point. Do you know why they have to advertise so much to women to buy?
Because it works.
No, because if they didn't, women wouldn't buy a bunch of shit, right? But men, we buy. You ain't got to advertise to us. we gonna buy anyway.
Do you think
we gonna buy anyway?
Do you think white men are more materialistic than white women?
Of course. I think all men in general. I think all men in general are more materialistic than women, because men are taught to get materials so that they can get women. Women aren't taught to get materials so they can get men. Women aren't taught to go out and make a bunch of money and buy whatever you want. They're taught the complete opposite of that. Men are told every single day on this app, men are told, F bitches, get money. Am I not mistaken? What is that? What is the inverse of that for women?
What's the inverse of that?
Yeah.
Get a rich man? I don't know.
So you are on this app, and as much if you're on this app often, you hear women in just rooms just talking like us, saying fuck men, get money, or get a rich man. That's like common? Like, nah, bro, that's not. Fuck bitches, get money is literally a song. Like that shit.
I agree with you.
In the early like
I agree. That quote is real. I am with you. I do. I am listening to you. I am understanding. I am taking in everything that you say. If it sounds like I'm not taking in everything you say, I'm taking in everything that you say.
Yeah, no, I believe you. But hey, Patrick, I appreciate you coming up, fam. I got a lot of more people in this queue, brother. I'm gonna get to him, man. Thanks for coming up. Come up anytime, man. That was respectful. I like it.
Public.
Yes, ma'am.
Stop suppressing my voice. It's Women History Month.
Don't come up here. Don't come up here yapping and accusing me. Hey, y'all, bang the Cash App one time, fam. What's good with it?
I did. I banged the Cash App and told you to stop suppress voice because it's Women's History Month.
Oh, I didn't even hear.
That
I
was in
didn't
my
even see
Cash App
that.
notes.
My fault.
But I sent you money to talk shit.
I didn't even see it.
No, I wanted to ask him a question. Yeah, it's fine. But I wanted to ask him. He's gone now, but whatever. I'll still make the point either way. When he was saying that, like, black women participate in the patriarchy more, but this is why they got to stop comparing themselves to women, and especially black women when you don't like fully understand like intersectionality and like how that plays out, because the patriarchy literally tells women you don't need to work, you don't need to make money or focus on a career, you need to focus on being a wife and a mother and be a homemaker. That's what the patriarchy promotes for women. So how is it that black women who are the most educated, are starting businesses at the highest rate, who have always worked literally, how do we participate more in the patriarchy as women? Can somebody explain that to me? I think he might have got a phone call, so now I'm just up here talking to myself. That's awkward.
Sorry, I got a phone call. My bad.
I just said that. I was like, I think he got a phone call, and now I'm just up here talking to myself.
My fault.
Yeah, I'll repeat it real quick. I said, he said that we black women participated the most in patriarchy, more than black men. And he didn't understand intersectionality because he doesn't understand that when it comes to black women, like the patriarchy tells you, you don't need to work, you don't need to worry about having a career, you really just need to stay at home, be a mother and a wife. Like that should be your main priority in life as a woman. That's what the patriarchy tells women. I think he was trying to compare like how patriarchy shows up for women and men, but not understanding the differences in that. Because how would you say that black women participate the most in patriarchy when they're the most educated, the most to start a business, never not worked? Like, how is the group of women that is the least likely to be a stay-at-home wife with no job and no education participating the most in patriarchy? Seems like we're the most anti-patriarchy to me.
Sounds about right to me too. That was a good answer. That was it.
So that's what I wanted to come up and ask him, because I'm like, well, where are you getting it from that we participate the most when we do everything the opposite of the patriarchy? Like, where are you getting that from? And I just wanted to know what his answer to that would have been.
I don't know.
And I know that's not the only part of patriarchy. I know that, there's so much more that goes into patriarchy than just women stay home and don't work. But that is a big part of it. A big part of patriarchy is that the man is the leader, the protector, the provider. The woman is the nurturing homemaker. Like that's a big overarching theme of it. And black women have never bought into that.
Never. They couldn't, to be honest with you, even if they want. That's the thing about black. I'm like, I don't think y'all understand that even if they wanted to, they couldn't. Like, because they could never, they wouldn't be allowed to. They're blocked, they're boxed out of everything. And then they got to fight like hell just to get like whatever the fuck they could get. And so to turn around and be like, oh, they're participating in the they trying to fucking survive. Like, what
now,
are you
maybe about? if he wanted to say that black women have a lot of internalized misogyny, then that's a different conversation. Yes, I can agree with that. Me too. But even with that, can we say that black women have the most internalized misogyny out of any group of women? I don't.
Hell no.
I don't think we could say that.
Hell no.
But yeah, that's a different conversation if we want to say black women have internalized misogyny versus black women are the most likely group of people to uphold the patriarchy. That's two different things.
Yep. Two completely different things. Luxie, what's good?
What's up, peeps? What's up, public? What's up, Shan? Hi, Shan. Public, you still doing the Love is Blind live later today?
Yeah. No, Saturday at 4 o'clock.
Tomorrow,
4 o'clock, Pacific Standard Time. Love is Blind. We going live for the subs only. Subs only live.
Because I started catching up on it, just checking. But anyways, I just one, everybody, you already know what I say when I come in here. Start tapping them screens. We had 100K likes. Y'all already know. Tap them screens. Bang the Cash App one time. Subscribe. All the things. But I just wanted to say how wild it was that he got up here and said that, and knowing that if me, Shan, or any of the ladies or any of the other people on this live were to ever get up on any panel and say that black men were all the things that he just said, we would get eaten fucking alive. I just really wanted to point that shit out because he very, very proudly said that black men were basically uneducated, didn't have jobs, were basically bums, and he said that shit with his chest, and all the niggas in the comments was agreeing. Was the wildest part.
That was I was sitting there, I was like in real time processing it, like, wait, that doesn't.
And all the dudes was like, let him cook. He's saying some real shit. Host is wrong. Let him cook. And I'm like, see, now if I got up to a panel and said them exact words, but took out literally only the word patriarchy, but repeated every other word that man said, y'all would have ate me alive and had me on the background of all y'all shit.
You would have been a misandrist. It'd have been like this. I don't know who this little girl is. She a misandrist.
Man, that would have been the TikTok topic for 2 weeks. I promise you that much.
Also, for y'all in denial that this man is black, he's black, y'all. He just has an accent, but he sounds like any other black man that come up to this panel. Like, why are y'all in such denial that
you talking about Patrick? Patrick was black. Patrick was a black.
He has an accent.
Yeah,
he sounds like black. The rest of the men that come up on this panel who have very right-wing conservative talking points.
Yeah, he was
he
black.
Did sound like a white man, don't get me wrong, ideology, like with his ideology. But
he is not.
Accepted.
Even
when some of them think.
Look, Shan, look. This dude, Mr. Lee Mine said he is not. He was black. He in here. Ask him. He black.
He was black.
He was black, dude.
No, they don't.
Page and I knew he was
public,
black.
They now gonna say he's not black because I just pointed it out that they was agreeing with him. But 10 seconds ago, he was black.
Look, and you know what's crazy? They be up there fighting me tooth and nail. But time after time again, I'll be the only nigga defending black men that I know of on some real shit. In these spaces, consistently, it be a bunch of anti-black male sentiment from the very men that be like that. These dudes, it be a bunch
from black men.
Sounded like I'm like, y'all be talking the most anti-black man shit ever.
Anti-black rhetoric.
It's crazy anti-black rhetoric. Like
they basically say black men are unemployed. They call y'all bums. They say y'all are this, that, and the third. And it's like we would never be again.
Pookies
no matter how true or
untrue it is. I don't call nobody no Pookie and no fucking Ray Ray. That's fucking racist.
Their favorite one.
Never in my life.
That shit feels racist. Like I don't
never
even
in my
that's
life.
Their favorite one.
That
they
shit
love
is crazy.
to other them, but it's like that shit crazy. Y'all wild.
And they be up here like public hate me. I absolutely don't. I'll be the only nigga really fighting for y'all. Don't nobody like y'all. Don't nobody. Hey, black men, I want to tell you this from the bottom of my heart. It's about 4 niggas on this app that love us. It's about 4 niggas on this. I'm talking about me. It's about 4 black men on this app that really like black men. The only other people that like black men are black women. Don't nobody else give a fuck about black men on this app. If I could count them. It's like 4, 5 niggas that I could think of off the top of my head. Everybody else says anti-black man, anti-black male rhetoric, but y'all be cool with them because they shit on black women. These niggas, as long as they tell you what you want to hear as far as it pertains to hating on black women, y'all will let all the anti-black males sentiment slide the same way y'all just did with Patrick. I just had to tell Patrick, no, black men aren't the fucking kingpin drug sellers and we sell all the drugs. He literally just told me black men sell all the drugs to everybody in the fucking world, in the country. What? Are you fucking serious? Are you serious?
White supremacy talking points and the fact that they don't see it staring at them in the face is like, it tells you very much so where we're headed with a lot of this. And when people love to be like, when we say red pill ideology is white supremacist ideology, people hear that and get triggered and they do not understand that this is genuinely what comes next. It follows. Go ahead,
Patrick, you did say that. I said if white people and black people use drugs at the same rate, then wouldn't it be safe to assume that, no, I said, where do they get their drugs from? And you said black people. And I was like, no, they get their drugs from white people in their neighborhoods. Because they don't leave they don't leave their neighborhoods to come to our neighborhoods and buy drugs. That's crazy. If you know, maybe you've never bought drugs. Maybe you haven't. But you do realize there's a large risk. There's a large risk in doing that. Like going to a different, like driving in your car. Like, who wants to do that? That's crazy. Like you go locally. You buy the people from people locally. And what makes you think that white men are above selling drugs when there's a bunch of white people doing
That
drugs?
throws me. Like y'all perpetuate the stereotypes that hurt y'all. Like the same exact stereotypes that create profiling, y'all perpetuate it, because if you don't think white teen men can sell drugs, you think the cops gonna think white teen men sell drugs? Y'all perpetuating the same shit in your own communities. Of course they don't think white teen men, and they the most drug sellers, not per capita, but total.
Yeah, they be the biggest movers of the shit.
They
Like,
do. Public. I would be friends with some of these white tea people that are the most innocent people you've ever seen, and they be moving pounds. When I'm talking about pounds, I'm talking about pounds.
You ain't gotta tell me. How you think I know? I'm not talking
exactly,
about
but it's like
special. I'm talking about I done seen it with my own
they don't look the
eyes.
part, so people don't say shit to them because they don't look the part. They white tea, of course they not looking at the destroyers of our communities.
SG saying high schoolers, exactly.
Yup.
The little girls, when I used to go to the all white tea parties, to the predominantly white tea parties, and the little girls used to be in there, zooted off of that white girls off of that white girl. Oh, they wasn't getting it from Hakeem. Hakeem.
It was getting it from their friends.
They was getting it from Zach.
People.
They got that shit from Zach.
People. Yeah.
Y'all crazy.
They be the main ones, all the fraternities in college. Who do you think be selling it to the fraternities? And don't be no black people selling no drugs to no fraternities in them predominantly white universities. Please.
Y'all gotta be for real, man. Y'all gotta stop saying. I know, look, like I said yesterday, I was on the live and we started talking about it, and we started black men need to pull themselves up by their bootstraps. And hey, man, individually, yes, I will talk to you one by one and tell you yourself. If you can afford to be on TikTok in the middle of the day, yapping with us, and you can articulate yourself, not very well, but as well as you guys do, yeah, I'm gonna tell you, you can get up, get out, and get something. No doubt about it. As an individual, I'm gonna tell you get up, get a fucking job, go take care of your kids. Absolutely, I'm gonna tell you that shit. But that's a micro level. On a macro level, what the fuck do I look like telling because you guys do know that once you apply that, then you have to apply that to all black people. It can't just apply to black men. If black men are poor because we choose to be poor, then black women are poor because they choose to be poor. You see what I'm saying? Like, you got to apply it to everybody at that point. It's a fucking systemic problem. It ain't that if 80% of the population is broke, that's not on accident. That's not because everybody is going to Starbucks. That's fucking that's not because we don't have financial literacy. We ain't got no money. We don't have no fucking money, man. Stop vilifying black people and vilifying broke people for being broke and saying that y'all broke because of your decisions. No, you're not broke because of your decision. Not individually, like that's crazy. You're broke because of do you know how many people you know how many people never had a chance? They never had a chance. Like, I don't think you guys understand that. Do you? Maybe, you know what? I think it's because I grew up in the hood. I don't know what it is. Like, I knew people who had zero chance. Literally. Like, y'all think just because a motherfucker is born and breathing, they got a shot. I'm talking about they had no fucking chance to make it out. None whatsoever. They were doomed from beginning to end. Stuck. A thing y'all don't understand is that go look up the amount of people who were born into money that died poor. Them niggas be dying poor. So you mean to tell me that the niggas that ain't got nothing, that don't got no opportunities, no resources whatsoever, nobody diagnosing you for ADHD? I've had ADHD my whole life, right? I never got the teachers would say shit like this. Here's what I'm saying. As a black man, I got to tell you, as a black boy growing up, I remember this shit, right? I had teachers tell me this shit. I remember it vividly. Public, they wouldn't say that, but y'all get it. Public is the smartest kid in the classroom, but I feel like he's underachieving. I feel it's something he can't focus. He can't. So it was always something. It was, he's the smartest kid I've ever met. He's the most intuitive kid. Like literally, like anytime my mom would go to the parent teacher meeting, I promise you, that's what I would hear from teacher after teacher after teacher, right? And I knew I could do better. I knew I could, but they would not once did the teacher say, Have you ever got him checked out for autism or ADHD or never? Not one fucking time. I'm playing sports. I'm fucking, you know what I'm saying? I got my grades up for sports, and I fucking flatline. I'm getting D's and B. I'm getting D's and C's and a B here and there. You know what I'm saying? I got an F in whatever my first period class was. I was getting an F in because I was ditching, because I was drunk and I was high at 14, 15 years old. Teachers nobody ever said, hey, Public, Public's mom, Public's dad, have you ever got him checked out for da-da-da-da-da? You should get him an evaluation. If I was a white boy, oh my fucking God, they would have been like, what's wrong with Billy? He gets, I've seen him get straight A's. I've seen him.
Yeah, my cousin's a mental health therapist at the schools, and they write them kids. They try to give those kids IEPs for a lot of things that they don't need IEPs for. But the black kids, she literally tells me, like, it's a fight to get those black kids in those same schools, those same, like,
it's tough
divisions and shit. Like, it's like, damn. And they live in a decent county. Like, they live in a pretty nice county. And it's still harder for the black kids to like get those shit.
It's just tough. And I'm tired of hearing these fucking stories. I'm tired of hearing y'all start sounding like the same people that's oppressing us. I'm sorry. Like, I'm all for accountability. Two things can be true at the same time. You don't have to be extreme in one way or the other. It's okay to acknowledge that niggas is fucked up and we got to get our shit together, while also acknowledging that there's a bunch of systems you know what I'm saying? Weighing on it. There's a bunch of things going against us. Like, I'm not making an excuse for us, but if you don't acknowledge that, then how are we going to change it? If you just going to act like it's just everybody's just making bad choices, then what are we even fighting for? Why did Martin Luther King why did they march? If it was just black people just making bad choices, why did we need laws? That's crazy. I'm not understanding that. I'm not understanding how we don't understand it. Like, that shit is nuts. So anytime I hear, and I predominantly hear that from black men. That rhetoric, that like, pull yourself up by your bootstraps, I almost never hear that shit from black women. They don't really talk like that. You know what I'm saying? But black men be the ones but now don't get me wrong. There is a group of black men that will get on this app and be in real life and be in fake life and be in virtual life and be in the metaverse. I don't know where the fuck they be. And they will go out there and they will say, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. These niggas is failing you. The Umars of the world, right? The Umars of the world, if you will. The panderers. They'll say that, right? They'll say that. They'll in one breath and out of one side of their mouth utter, yeah, black men, we are failing, da 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 da. Right? They'll say that. And then there will be like a group of black women that'll be like, yeah, them niggas ain't shit. We know. Okay, cool. Whatever. But that's few. That's not the majority. The majority know that what's going, they know because they experience the shit worse than we do. They experience it worse than we do. So you don't got to educate them on that. They already know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? But it'd be a bunch of black men out here like, the reason why we ain't got it is because we gotta start a charter school like Jalen Rose and LeBron. You know why we don't got it, man? We gotta be like Jay-Z and talk about financial literacy. Nigga, what? That is not, brother. The reason why you don't have enough money to pay your rent is because the corporations are paying you $7.25 a fucking hour. That's why you don't got no money to pay your rent. You know why you don't got enough money for childcare? I'll tell you right now. It's because the corporations raised the motherfucking food prices 30% over the last 4 years. And you didn't get a raise. Right? You didn't get a raise. That's why. And so you still making $25 an hour. Now you should be making $45 an hour or $50 an hour But you don't get that. You still at now you at $27.05 an hour, but you need to be at $50 an hour. That's why you can't afford rent. That's why you can't afford to take your kids to the amusement park. That's why. It ain't because you bought a pair of Jordans for Christmas. Like, get the fuck that shit. I be really wanting to fight y'all, like on some real, like y'all gotta stop. That's fucking crazy. We really gotta stop that shit. That's disgusting behavior. The reason you don't have healthcare isn't because you don't know how to financially plan properly. That's not why. It's because healthcare costs an arm and a fucking leg. That's why. The reason why you don't have medicine isn't because, like, you can just go down the line, dude. Y'all gotta stop lying to these people and stop acting like fucking it's just a bunch of bad choices that we're individually making that's leading us to this destination. That's how these niggas think. It's a bunch of individualism, rugged individualism. That's what they preach all the time. So they blame individualism, which I agree that individualism is what's leading us down this path, but it's not the way that they speak about it. It's because we won't come together as a collective and fight against the oppressor. It's not because we're individually spending our money poorly. No. It's because we won't collectively come together and band together and put our resources together, what little resources we have, and fight against the system. That's the problem. We won't band together and just fucking stop working for these motherfuckers. We won't band together and just stop buying they shit. That's why we losing. Yeah, so yeah, it's individualism in that regard, but in any other way, miss me with it. If you're not talking about that, I don't want to hear it. You talking about some fucking, we need financial planning. You niggas could go meet with Capital One tomorrow. You still gonna bring home $1,500. How the fuck, what you gonna do bringing home $1,500? What can you do? Seriously, what can you do with $1,500 every 2 weeks in this economy? Like, I really want to know, like, what do you think Jay-Z could teach? What do you think Jay-Z could teach you if you are bringing home $3,000 a month gross? What is he gonna fucking tell you? Jay-Z told you in 444, buy back the block. With what money? Jay-Z told you in 444 to buy Picasso, to buy Basquiat paintings. That's the nigga you want to listen to? You niggas is crazy, man. That's the niggas y'all be talking about. I don't know. If it's $50,000 to take a dinner with Jay-Z, I might have to consider the dinner with Jay-Z. Jay-Z not gonna tell you nothing. These niggas don't got no answers. These niggas don't got no motherfucking answers. And I'm sick of it. I really am. I'm really sick of it. I'm sick of it. A lot of you Negroes get on here and act just like this nigga. Y'all look like this nigga. You take selfies like this nigga. You got a MAGA hat in your closet. Like, you might as well, even if you vote Democrat, it don't matter. You act just like this nigga. Even if you vote Democrat. I talk to a bunch of black men that vote Democrat or don't vote at all, right? But y'all act just like this man. So what's the difference? What does it matter? Like, seriously, like, what are you, like, what's the point? You might as well be this nigga. At least he getting money. At least he's selling out for money and dreams and hopes and shit. You niggas are selling out for free. Like, what the fuck, man? Y'all don't, at some point the shit gotta stop. At some point the shit gotta stop. But I don't know if it will, though. Yeah, Democrats is ass too.
Can we get the likes up to 100K, y'all? Since we all in here, it's like 700 of y'all. I didn't get a call. It's like 700 of y'all in here. So let's get the tops up, everybody. Bang the Cash App one time. Damn.
Hey, go ahead, Jace. What's good with it?
Hey, I've been seeing your lives a couple times. Today is my first time following. I thought I was already following you, so I made sure to double tap and everything.
Appreciate you.
But you know, I've been watching the live since maybe an hour now. And I agree with the prompt 100%. Now, what I'm curious about though, because everything y'all have been saying is like literally what I've been trying to explain to like people in my community, my family, stuff like that, like especially like other black men, right? Mm-hmm. My view since I've been a kid and like kind of researching political anything has always been like the way I feel black men vote, especially, is like not so much what can the politician do for me, but more so what can the politician do against the people I don't like, all right? That's how I've kind of felt about
That's
it.
how Americans. That's how Americans vote. That ain't just how black people vote. That's how Americans vote.
Absolutely. And so I'm curious as to, because you seem a lot, more, I guess, you can better vocalize like kind of what I have in my head, kind of my viewpoints as well. I'm curious as to how do we break black people away from doing that, right? Like, how do we get everybody on the same page? Because I know Rome wasn't built in a day. But how do we, because every time I get into like a conversation like that, it kind of ends up the same way how like these people are on this live, like they'll just kind of leave when they get upset and they don't want to, they kind of just tune out. It's like, how do I bring this knowledge to them in a way that they will want to accept it? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think, like I said, I think our biggest problem is that we don't function as a collective. We're very individualistic. And I mean that when I'm saying black men specifically, we're very individualistic. We're very selfish. We're very self-centered. So, I mean, you're basically talking about the psychology of, we're talking about the psychology of the man, the mind of the man. And so for me, my approach is to get men to deconstruct and unlearn their misogyny, because I believe that if we can do that, if enough of us can do that, then we can start to actually come together and men and build, and build that bridge, or at least get the women, or walk over to the women and the children, and everybody else that's waiting on us on the other side, and then we can come together and then we can actually push back against the system, right? So I'm not like, I don't really, because I think it's going to be a hard sell to get men to like vote in a certain way or whatever, which I don't even really talk about electoral politics, because I don't even want to talk about that. Right. But just the ideologies and like what, because I believe in more direct action. So I'm saying there's no chance in us having direct action if men are still out here talking about women's weaves, wigs, and lashes. You know what I'm saying? Like we're we're lost. Like if we're still out here telling black women we don't care about your degrees and we can't do nothing for you if you buy a house. Like if we're still on that, then how are we going to come together? Like seriously, like when is that going to, and the reason why I'm saying that is because we need the women. We need them. Like we're not going to be able to do this on our own. We can't win without the women. We need them. So until we figure that out, until we bury that hatchet, then there's I promise you we have zero chance. Like no shot whatsoever. Until black men unpack our misogyny, until enough of it, because I won't say all black men or even most black men, because that ain't going to happen in our lifetime. But until enough of us unpack our misogyny and because that'll help us too with our humanity and seeing people as human beings, we have no chance of survival. We have no chance of coming up from underneath this oppressive system of capitalism, of the patriarchy, of ableism, all these things. We have no shot whatsoever because we can't do it on our own. We don't have the numbers to do it. I don't think we have the heart to do it without the women. I think a lot of men we would fall. I think we will falter without the women. I think the fight loses a lot of its purpose without everybody in the community. If it's only, and that's why a lot of times these movements happen, because, and not to get too philosophical, but like the soul of the movement isn't there. You know what I'm saying? There's no heart in it anymore. It's like, look up, it's just a bunch of men. You know what I'm saying? It's like, where's the babies? It feels a little bit more real when everybody's there, right? You know you on the right side. You know you're doing the right thing when everybody shows up. You know what I'm saying? JK, come up or get blocked. Actually, I'm not blocking y'all. Y'all need to hear the lesson. Yeah, we muting. Come on, JK, come up or get. I need to see you in the request queue. If you can tap, you can yap. You ain't gonna come up. You scary. You got your face covered. I can already tell you weird. Anyways, but yeah, Jace, I hope I answered your question. Does that help you at all, or what are you thinking?
I mean, no, it helped, but I guess, the question I'm left with is kind of like, where's that foundation? Like, where's that starting point for me? Like when I go have these conversations, because it always ends up like that. It's always like the, what do I call it? Like the straw man, right? So like I'll go and be like, hey, this is how black men, how we are the white men of our community, right? Like how we're the oppressors amongst the black community, right?
Yep.
Women, children, LGBT folk, right? Mm-hmm. Then we get into the branch. Well, the LGBT have the agenda, and then I'm like,
but do you see what I'm saying though? Like, it's you see how they instantly go to their first attacks is to use misogyny, right? Like that's their tool. That's the weapon that black men use. That's what I'm saying. That's why that's the thing we have to deconstruct. That's the thing. So instead of you going to them and telling them like, oh, it's whatever. Like maybe don't do that. Maybe try to help them see why they think the way that they think, right? Like help them see, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, so how did you deconstruct yours, or how are you deconstructing yours? You see what I mean? And then try to help them do the same thing, if that makes, because that's all I'm doing. I'm just literally just passing on what I'm doing. I'm just passing it on to everybody else. I'm like, this is how I'm doing it. This is how I see it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just giving it to you, and you could, some people it applies to them and some people it doesn't. My methods may work for you and they may not, but I think that's that's where the importance is like to just kind of plant the seed, because it ain't on you. I mean, it ain't your job at the end of the day to do the heavy lifting, right? Like these niggas need to get up, get out, and get something for themselves when it comes to this. Like they can't be always relying on somebody else to educate them and all of that stuff. Exactly, Brandy. Lead by example. Like, you know what I'm saying? So having integrity is huge. Making sure you're doing the right thing when nobody is looking is huge. Doing the right thing when nobody is looking. Doing the right thing when nobody is looking. Doing the right thing when nobody is looking. Because somebody is always looking. You just think they not. You think they don't see you. You think they don't, you know what I mean? But people pick up on that shit. People pick up on it if you are doing the wrong thing in darkness. For some reason, I don't know. A lot of people sense it. A lot of people can see that in you, like, because there will be inconsistencies in how you move, and people are perceptive, right? Especially if you're coming out in public, especially for me, like a person like me, when you're talking to 30,000 people alive, 25,000 people alive, like, trust me, there's some people in there that's going to pick up on your bullshit if you got bullshit. If you know what I mean? Like somebody going to clock you and be like, I don't know about that. You know what I'm saying? So, you gotta make sure you're doing the right things at all times, and you building at all times. That way, when you speak to people, they hear it, they feel it. You know what I mean? But a lot of us don't do that. A lot of us would rather talk the part, not walk the part. Black men specifically, we're really big on the image of black men and being perceived a certain way without us doing any of the work. Like we want you. It's basically the way that we function in relationships. Like when how we try to shame women for, talking to us and telling us stuff about ourselves. We call it nagging, because we want to shut them down. We don't want them telling us about ourselves. We do that shit all the time. That's how black men function. In this particular context, like we don't want that. We don't want to hear that shit. That's how that shit works. It's crazy. But yeah, bro. Hey, I appreciate you coming up, Jace. I gotta get some more people up here. Gotta get my peoples up here. Janae, what's good?
Hey, are you feeling better? Like last time I saw you, you had like some kind of nerve pain going on.
Oh, it's still there, but it's not that bad today. I've been feeling better. Yeah,
Okay,
Jace,
cool.
I appreciate you, brother. Come up anytime, man.
I just wanted to introduce myself. I'm Bria Janae. I'm an Ivy League dropout. I'm going to be writing a book this year.
Nice.
I'm a Black
Not the
womanist.
dropout part, but
What?
the good part.
Yeah. Yeah, I went to Brown University in 2010 and stayed there. I almost finished my sophomore year, but I was put. Oh, he's putting me back. I'll just wait. Yeah, I was a psych major.
We can hear you. Just because he's muted, we can still
Oh,
hear you.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
I was a psych major.
I had to answer a text. My fault. I'm hearing you though.
Okay, no, you're good. But yeah, I was a psych major. But I went to a psych ward like for a suicide attempt. So, I'm just gonna be writing a lot of books. Is all I'm gonna say. So,
What are you
but I
writing?
love your
What are the books? What are the books going to be about?
They're gonna be about my journey from Ivy League to Grippy Stock Vacation. They're gonna be about. They're gonna be
What you
about
say?
my
They're going to be about Ivy League to what? Grippy
my
sock
grippy
vacation.
sock vacation. I'm still looking for my grippy socks. I miss them so much. They're like, you know, they help you not slide on the floor.
I got some grippy socks. I got her from Sky Zone. I'll be rocking them sometimes in the house. I'll be
Yeah, you
rocking.
guys can ask.
Look,
You
I'm
guys
gonna
can
tell
ask
y'all when
personal
to rock.
questions.
I'm gonna tell y'all when to rock your grippy socks, fellas. Rock your grippy socks when you're doing that. Look, when you're doing that thing, throw your grippy socks on. When you're on
Right.
the edge of the bed and you got your feet on the ground, throw them grippy socks on. I'll
Why
be in
y'all
my
get
Yeezy.
this man started? You
I'll
already
be in my
know
Yeezy. Boy, I'm trying to get. Well, I gotta get. I'll be in my Yeezy. Look, I'll be in my Yeezy slides and I'll be in my grippy socks.
Yes, yes.
Why y'all got this man started?
And I'm gonna talk about my love story. It's like love and basketball, but it started before we were even born. So it's like it's a very epic love story. Is all I'll say for now. But instead of basketball, we're both runners. So I'm like a sprinter type, and he's a cross country runner.
Nice.
And yeah.
Did he make you race him for his heart?
No, I think we are in our fourth quarter though. But I've never raced him.
But you're faster than him though. He a long distance runner. You a sprinter.
Right. I mean, he's probably faster than me. He's like 8 inches taller than me. He's got longer legs than me. But I haven't seen him in 12 years. But yeah, we're going to be getting together later this month, and I'm really excited. I've never had sex with this man, so that's going to be interesting.
Lexi, stop.
My bad. Let me mute up.
Yo, wildin'.
So anyways, I love this topic. I love your prompt. I finally got paid today. I won the lottery. Like I got $4 the other day. So
Nice.
there's that. But I finally, subscribed to you, and I'm gonna be buying your book. So I'm excited.
Hey, you got it. I appreciate that. That's gonna be good.
Thank you. So I just wanted to drop in and say hi, and trigger warning murder. I'm like the one with the murdered grandmother in Texas. Yeah, like I feel like that just my maternal grandmother was murdered at 35. So anyways, hello and goodbye. I just wanted to drop in and say hello.
Thanks, Shanae. I appreciate it. Come join us on Saturday. We're gonna be talking about
okay.
Yep, 4 p.m. Hey y'all, bang the Cash App one time. I appreciate you. Thanks to all the old subs. Thanks to all the new subs. We live, baby, tomorrow. Actually, and I might be going live later on today. I might double. I had to double it. I might have to double it. I got another topic. I got another topic for later.
Hey, shout out to the girl that said she gonna give her man her grippy socks in the comments, because that's true love right there.
Get that nigga some grippy socks though. If you want
That's partnership.
If you want to take that thing up to the next, if you want to elevate that thing up to the next, to the upper echelon, get that nigga some grippy socks. Get that nigga some grippy socks. But I don't know, man. The Yeezy slides, they be because they give me like a little extra inch too. Like, yeah, they give me like a little extra inch off the ground.
Public.
We don't care.
Hey man, niggas might need to know. News you
Something
can
is really
use.
wrong with you.
This is news you can use. Why y'all, man? Jesus, we all
No,
know.
it's
I'm
not.
just telling y'all what to do. This is news you can use.
Can y'all like up the
I'm
damn
so
line?
sick of you.
So tired of that.
I don't got no carpet, VPG. I got wood. I'm wood. We wood throughout the whole house. I got one rug in my living room. That's it. So everywhere else.
Y'all know it do not take much.
It
do not take much.
Why y'all? I was gonna say something. You know what? You lucky. You lucky you my friend. I was gonna say something to you right now. I ain't gonna even hold you. You lucky.
Hey. First of all, yeah, don't do that because we don't want to fight in front of company.
I don't want to fight in front of
So
company. I'll talk to you later. Let's put it like that.
Because I will cuss your ass out on this line.
Oh my god,
I will
I'm
talk to you
crying.
later,
Where's
man.
Kay when
Trying
you
to
need
shame
her?
me.
Fuck.
Yeah, do that.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Hey man. Hey, on some real shit though. Y'all gotta stop playing. Oh man, I almost wanted to change it. I almost wanted to change the prompt right now. Y'all don't want it though.
That's all you do.
I should change the prompt. How much time do I got? Damn, my appointment, I got to go in an hour now. I got to wait till I come back for that one because you already know that one going to be crazy. What's up,
Somebody
Trish?
said this is ignorant information.
Hey, good
What's ignorant
afternoon,
information?
everybody.
The prompt?
What's up, Trish?
Hey, Trish.
Hey. So I won't be long. I know you got a long queue still, but a couple of things. You know, when y'all was talking with Homeboy about the drug thing, did he not see the TV show Breaking Bad? There was only one black character in the whole show. All them drugs that were sold at the high school and everything. Who was making them? You know, there's only one black character in the whole show.
Black people don't cook that we didn't cook that drug. That ain't what the crack epidemic. Okay, that started around it, but that other epidemic that wasn't us. That was we did not do that.
Right.
We was not cooking that shit up.
And then the whole time he was talking, I kept thinking he sounded just like when poor white folks say that they don't have privilege. When they say, when poor white people say, "Oh, I don't have no white privilege. What white privilege do I have? I don't have nothing." You know, that's what it sounds like.
Facts.
This for me, the comparison. And I was like, I've heard that before. Who have I heard that out of? That's who I've heard it out of. Poor white folks.
Trying to distance. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So that and the thing you were talking about, the pictures in the car, it's like me and two other women from here on TikTok. It's like we all opened up accounts on a dating app, and we were testing out my theory, which is the first 5 pictures a man sends to you will tell you what he thinks he has to offer. And overwhelmingly, you get dudes with pictures in their cars, eggplant pics. Eggplant pics will be in the top 5. That's what they think they have to offer. Eggplant pics, a headshot, and a picture in front of somebody else's house. It ain't never their house. Picture of somebody else's place.
I was about to say, why don't niggas ever take pictures on their own couch? Like, when is that?
Right.
When niggas gonna start taking pictures on your own couch, man?
Yeah, so that's my theory. In them first 5 pictures, they'll show you what they think they have to offer you, and there's always in the top 5. There's always a eggplant pic and a car selfie pic for sure, at least.
That's crazy. Somebody said they don't own nada.
Right. What's that?
Hey man, the comments be so dangerous. I'll be really blocking them out 90% of the time because y'all be saying the wildest shit.
You should read them because they are funny as hell.
Every time I read them, they be funny. So I'm like, I can't read them because I can't listen and read them at the same time. And I'll be trying to listen because I'm trying to facilitate things. But that's wild though. To the person that asks, who is this man? That's Mark Robinson. You can go look him up. Look him up. I think he's in South Carolina. He's running for like lieutenant governor of South Carolina, some shit like that.
I had to look when you guys were talking the black voter stats. I had to look them up real quick on my phone. 12% of black men vote Republican, and only half as many black women vote Republican.
6% of black. I thought it was like 3% of black women voted.
6% is what the current numbers show. Yeah.
Damn.
6%. I had to look that up because I wanted to know. But in the election where Trump ran, 90% of black voters voted Dem in that election.
Yeah.
But since then, the numbers have been shifting a little bit, and there's all these
that's what I've been trying
Republican
to say.
candidates. Yeah.
Hey, you know what's crazy? Because I told y'all that girl, I always forget her name, but that one girl, she used to be a bottle girl in Atlanta, and now she go viral a lot. Damn, I can't remember her name, but I'll be stitching her videos because she be saying the most right wing. She literally did a whole rant on like, black people, why are you voting for Democrats? What have the Democrats done for you? And blah, 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 blah. And I'm sitting there like, why is this 25-year-old woman talking about the Democrat? Like, what is going on? Like, because she doesn't do political shit. You dig what I'm saying? Like, would make, no, it's not Candace Owens. It's a young woman. She used to be a bottle girl in Atlanta. She's really pretty, super duper pretty. She got a bunch of viral clips right now. And she normally be talking about like relationships and stuff like that. And some dude was like, Amani, that's her name, Amani. Yep. And I'm listening to her. I'm like, you don't ever talk about politics. Why is this the first time I hear you talk about politics? And it's fucking like, yeah, and we need to get off the Democratic plantation. I'm like, what? Like, where?
Yeah, that shit is weird. So So most people know my mother is German, not from this country. She came here as an immigrant. She didn't speak English till I was like 12. My father is Nigerian. My father is Republican and my mother is Democrat. And every voting day, I would swing by my parents' house because I would do this game with them every voting day, and it would be it would play out the same way. I'd come in the house and I'd be like, "Did y'all vote today?" And they both say, "Yeah." They've got their little stickers on their clothes and shit. And I say, "Dad, did you vote?" And he'd be like, "Yeah, I voted." And I say, "Mom, did you vote?" And she'd be like, "You know, it's my job to cancel your father out." You know, every time she'd be like, "You know, it's my job to cancel your father out." It used to piss me off to no end that my father, as a black man, voted Republican until somebody hipped me one day to the fact that black men joining the military had no choice but to be Republican. It was part of the sign-up procedure. They signed them up when they joined the military service. They signed them up as Republicans, and that the Republican commander-in-chief was literally their boss that signed their paychecks. And that was the message that they pushed to those soldiers, was that you better be voting for your boss, he pays you. You better be voting for your boss, he pays you. And so overwhelmingly, and my father headed an all-black unit, all those black men were Republicans, and they continued that behavior after they left the military.
Richard said same as police. That's crazy. I didn't know that. Damn, that's interesting. I'm gonna look into that. That's crazy as fuck. Make you vote. How the fuck do you make somebody pick a? Y'all can't tell. So America's still the home of the free? What the fuck? That's crazy. Nigga can't even pick their own party. Like, god damn it. It don't. Either way, we losing. So I don't understand why they would be mad if we picked. Like, what would it matter? That's crazy, man. Yeah,
I'm sure it's like, even at most jobs, most people feel like they got to go along with their boss, whether they believe what their boss believes or not. They feel like if they want to keep their job, they got to go along with the boss.
That's weird. Yeah, I don't play that shit. I'll be arguing with my bosses. But y'all be safe. Hey, Trish, I appreciate you. I appreciate you coming up here. Thanks for that.
All right, I'm out of here. Y'all have a good day.
You too, ma'am. Yeah, I like when y'all be dropping them little nuggets and gems on us. Hey.
I like Trish.
Yeah. Oh, Trish solid. Yeah, y'all, yeah, man. That's wild. That's that's wild. Like, that shit is disgusting. Like, wow. So niggas was forced to be Republican? Like, what the fuck? Is that still how it is? I don't even know I don't know what the military is like nowadays at all. I never knew what it was like, to be honest with you. What up, Vanity?
I thought I canceled my request like Charmaine ago.
You did, and you just requested again.
Oh, that's my pocket. I'm sorry.
It's all good. I'm glad you're up
Yeah.
here.
Well, I heard some wild shit. I did enjoy it. I wish I had access to a pen so I could write down some of the nuggets that I heard, because I did want to look into it, and I'm not going to remember. No way in hell. I did want to ask Charmaine, so in this gay agenda, because my calendar is a little bit different, but do they have Taco Tuesdays and do they have brunch? That is the important question.
I'm hoping. I'm a Taco Tuesday guy. I don't really do the brunch too often because I don't drink, so brunch don't really sound appealing to me. But I'm definitely on that taco. I'm hoping. I would love to have a Taco Tuesday with the LGBTQIA community. That sounds fun to me.
Hold one second. So in America, is brunch synonymous with drinking?
Yeah. It always was for me. Yeah, I've been going to brunch for years.
In Atlanta,
it is.
That's
weird for. Okay, that is weird for me because brunch is just, we had a really good meal, sometimes with a drag show, because drag brunch was fun, but we had a really good meal sometime between breakfast and I did not know that alcohol was a requisite. Okay, I just learned something new.
Yeah, we turned. I started doing brunch a long time ago. We started doing it, and then Vegas was like, that was when it kicked up. So you be in Vegas, and when you go to Vegas, you just drink all day. You wake up with a Bloody Mary. Like, that's like you go downstairs, you go down to the casino or whatever, you be like, shit, let me get a Bloody Mary and some pancakes.
That's disgusting. Okay.
Hey,
Bloody Mary
knock it till you try it.
I tried it. This is why I know it's disgusting. So yeah, because I do need some of the like little nuggets that people present when they come up here, and I'm not going to remember because it slipped right out my brain, the thing I want to look up already. You should post these more to your YouTube.
Do y'all understand how much of a job editing is? Like, I'm the worst editor on the face.
Why do you have to edit it?
Delegate.
Post the whole thing, even
Or do that. Or
Post the whole thing.
Yeah.
And then you know what? Get somebody on your team just to do minute marks.
Yeah, clipping is easy if you post the whole thing.
Yeah, you post the whole damn thing, and then you could be like, at this minute shenanigans came up, at that minute blah 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 came up.
Wait.
At this minute.
Hold on. Wait. Hold on. Give me a second.
TikTok is still doing that weird thing where people take it a long ass time.
They like cycle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mash.
The first thing I want to say to you is this: if you're gonna be
Damn,
a man
hi.
and have a real conversation, don't just chase me off the live or just kick me out because you got a bag of mouth. We know you got a bag of mouth, bro. But you have to let a next man speak. Be a man, man up. Let's have a conversation, real one. Right?
Is this a UK roadman?
Now, the last time I came on your live, I was trying to talk to you, but because you're such a clown for the women that ain't gonna save you in a time of tribulation, you kicked me off the live for no reason, fam. Yeah, tribulation. Yeah. I am not talking to you. You're a woman. Stay in sleep, bro. I'm not talking to you. You're a woman. Stay in your sleep. I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you.
Wait. But Mash, you do realize if I kicked you right now, it would be appropriate, right? Like, you're yelling at people like nobody else was yelling. Why are you yelling? She could talk to you. She's on the panel.
They get emotional.
Yeah, I'm not understanding, brother. I don't want to. Hey, Mash, I won't drop you if you can actually have a conversation. I won't drop you.
Brother, I'm trying to have a conversation. Just tell the women to stay out, bro. I don't want to disrespect any of them.
I don't tell them nothing. They grown people like you and me. What the fuck?
All right, then. So if I'm a grown man, you women shut the fuck up then. Let me talk to a next grown man. How about...
Okay.
Your mother cunt.
Wait, no, wait, leave him up. All I wanted to ask him was why he was yelling. Like, ain't nobody even said it. We don't even know what your argument is yet, sir.
We couldn't get to it. Hey, Mash, I didn't drop you, man. The mods dropped you because you was being disrespectful, and I support that. I support
Shan. I
support Shan in that drop. I was gonna ask if we should drop it. She didn't let me ask.
I co-sign you, Shan.
So yeah, man. And that's why you get dropped though. It's not because I got a bagger mouth or a beggar.
Because he was disrespectful as fuck for no reason, bro.
It's because you was being disrespectful. That's why.
Like, for no reason. Like, why are you gonna tell women to shut up for what? Like, what did they even do to you? We don't even.
Y'all didn't even hear Vanity. Vanity said, "What you said, mother cunt."
Yeah, when you tell me to shut the fuck up and I'm not even talking, you
disrespectful for no reason. Hey, I just wanted to know your opinion, bro. Like, I wanted to know what you mean by that. Like, I actually wanted to know just what you mean.
By what?
Just the background. Like, the only thing we hate about the patriarchy is that we're not on top as black men.
What do you think it means?
Well, just like that we would run it the same way as, like, as white men if we could, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with you. I just, in so many ways, I don't. I think that the community is different.
Why?
So I feel like in some aspects, I feel like and black men, maybe you're right. I feel like because the community is different, because we're not on top, maybe that might be true.
Yeah,
that's a very interesting thing. Now you got me thinking. That's very interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, think about it. And if you don't believe me, you could look up. If you want to look at it, how it actually might play out is like, look at the Caribbean, look at countries in Africa, like where black men actually do run the country. What's the difference?
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Is it that much different? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's in a lot of countries, it's even more oppressive than it is, for women.
Yeah, that's very interesting. Yeah, you're right.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I think
that's very interesting how they look at it, because I was thinking about our communities and how we're different, but the difference is because we don't have that power structure necessarily that makes us different in so many ways. Yeah. So that's very, very interesting.
They removed him for community guidelines. He got reported.
Because he came in high, of course.
Sorry, Mash. You couldn't make it.
Bro, you didn't even make it 30. Like, if anything, TikTok probably screens the first 30 seconds you on. You came in out the gate hot, my
He
dude.
was hot. He had a hot. He
Who
was a hot pocket.
It wasn't me this time.
No, it was. I seen. I just read it. It said he was removed for community guidelines. So y'all did y'all job.
Do you think that black people wouldn't remove some of the patriarchy, like the way we treat women is a little bit different? The respect for it. Do you think we wouldn't? Do you think we wouldn't at all?
No,
Not possible.
No, in other countries, like I said, if black men in African countries, black men are cutting off women's clitorises.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, it's fucked up.
You know what I'm saying? Like, why would I think that the black men in America, especially
because we respect our mamas and shit, especially because black men are like taken away from put in the jails, the systems, but then that's all because we're not at the top.
Yeah, it's like
You guys don't respect your. Sorry.
Go ahead, Vanity.
You got like in actuality, it's not respect that you have for your mother. You have a little bit of reverence because she is your mother, but it's not a respect because if you actually start talking to men about their mothers as human beings, it weirds them out. Like it weirds them out that their mother could possibly be a human.
I disagree with you.
I
love my mom.
No. I think you got to listen. I think what Vanity, and you could correct me if I'm wrong, Vanity. It's kind of like how when you ask men, what do they like about their partners, right? Like ask a man that be like, I love my mama. Okay, what do you love about your mom? Like I'll ask you, what do you love about your mom? Okay,
she's powerful. She leads. She knows how to. She's also like soft when she needs to be, but she has 5 brothers, so she'll bust that ass if she needs to. Like my mama, like is smart, intelligent, and taught me a lot of things in this world. And she don't play no mess, but she also understands like when it's time to fight, when it's not. My mom's a real like intelligent, like beautiful woman that I respect tremendously. And I look for that within my partners as well as people that are around me. So like I really fuck with my mama.
That's dope. And most of the time when you ask that question about people and about their partners, they don't say stuff like they say their mom took care of them, their mom raised them. It's always connected to them. It's always something that their mom did for them. The same way if you ask them what do they love about their partners, it'll be, well, I love her because she's a great mother. She raises my kids. She got a So yeah, that's the point. I'm saying like, so okay, cool. You feel like that, but most men, to Vanity's point, don't. They don't.
I can agree with you. I can agree with you that most men don't look at women the same way. I actually have like, I find that I have these conversations with men a lot, like you do. That's why I've just found your page. I'm gonna follow you.
Thanks.
I have the same conversations about breaking down the patriarchy and like, because I actually see women as not less than me. You know what I'm saying? At all. I mean, and so
how do you see women?
As equals. They're not equal in so people say that men and women aren't equal. No, we may not be equal in our attributes and our abilities, but we're equal within value.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's the difference that people don't understand. So yeah, they always talk about, well, in war, and a woman. No, that's the stupid thing. Like, we have equal value on planet Earth. You feel me? And so a lot of people don't see it that way, and that's why it's interesting to find people like yourself who have these type of topics. You dig?
You do understand it's anomalous, like that's very anomalous thinking, right? And even those of us who aren't in the Abrahamics, we are informed by it, right? Like the whole world over, we're informed by the Abrahamics, and that actually helps you structure how you're going to treat the rest of humanity, man on top.
Yeah, I agree with you. I understand. It's an uphill battle, right? And there's not many men who are saying the same things, because then they say, "Oh, you're a simp or a pick me," and I always find that funny because, like, yeah, they pick me, bro. There's a reason for it. Like, I'm not gonna get mad because like women like me because I'm not like you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and that's a cool thing to recognize, right? Because that's the truth, right? Like that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's good to point out to them. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, bro, the reason why you hate women is because they don't like you. But the reason they don't like you is because you hate them. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't see the connection there. Like, you don't like them, so they don't like you, which makes you not like them even more. So why don't you just
that's going to make me feel bad? Like, oh, you pick me? Yeah, bro. That's why I be hanging with women all the time. You be with a bunch of dudes, man.
You be arguing with women all the time. I'll be talking to women all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all
that's a big difference, and it's not that they're not used for my pleasure. Like, I actually have female friends, like real ones that I don't sleep with. They're like, we have conversations, their perspectives, like I appreciate them, and I think that men would be a lot better off if we all thought like that.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
That's literally what I talk about all the time. Is that men should treat women like people, which would and it will make us treat ourselves like people, other men like people, and we could all. We could all be happier. And I 100%, when you said value, like I love that because all people have value,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Like just generally speaking, like all people have inherent value. Like we all have value. We're all valuable. I don't believe in high value or low value. We're all valuable. We're all valuable,
Well,
right?
just because they say things like they always equate it to like in war or in a fight. Like I don't know why these guys are always so violent for it. You know what I'm saying? It's always
you're
like, did she
valuable.
protect you in a fight? Like, bro, how many fights y'all getting into? We grown ass men. Relax.
Yeah, the only you're valuable to yourself, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm valuable to my life is valuable to me, and your life is valuable to you. We're all
100%.
extremely valuable. So I don't know why. Like I don't care if you make $1 million a year or if you on disability. It don't fucking matter.
Drake said it on his recent album. Drake said in one line.
Not Drake.
No, hold on. He said he got friends that are in high places and friends that are high still, and it made sense to me. Do you know what I mean? I got friends in every different types of aspect. I only quoted him for that reason. You know what I mean? But that was such a line because I'm like, I got friends in all these different types of spots because it doesn't matter where you are in life. You know what I'm saying? You can still have value and you can still be worth like something to me. And that's why I know I quoted Drake. I know everybody, but
I
that
was
was
fucking with you, bro. That was a bar. I fucks with it. Hey, but Kay, come up, man. I appreciate you, brother. And thanks for the follow, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Y'all have a good one. Blessings, eh?
You too. Yes, sir. We gotta get the homegirl up here one more.
Hey, I gotta say hey to my other baby mama. You know, it wouldn't be possible without her. Hey, y'all got public. Y'all be having public fucked up.
Yeah.
Why y'all be coming up here so mad?
They be mad as fuck.
Hold on. I can't hear y'all. You can hear me?
Yep. You gotta log out and come back.
Wait. Cause I can't hear you. Hold on.
I'm gonna drop her because she don't hear us. Kay, you gotta swipe out and come back. You gotta swipe out and come back. That's the only way for you to do it. Yeah, they be triggered, man. He was hot. He was real hot.
The way he came at you and then Vanity.
He was
Vanity, he had that smoke. No cap.
Vanity was whispering, and that nigga was like, "Shut up, Peter." I'm like, "What the fuck?"
Vanity.
I think it's because of this.
I deal with those types all the time, right? So it's like when you get like the Jamaican men outside of Jamaica, and they want to all go on like the bad man, like that is such regular things. But
What killed me?
Nasty.
What killed me is when she called him a road. She said, "Is this supposed to be a road man?" I about cried behind his damn mic.
A road man? Y'all speaking a whole different language. What that mean?
So roadman. Remember when Drake was pretending to be like a quasi Jamaican gangster?
He was Jamaican.
Yeah. So roadman is like usually a Jamaican dude who just be on the streets all the time. He's on the road. So roadman, and so they have this persona. They have this whole entire like what you just saw there, right? It's like it's all the rah-rah and everything like that. But sometimes you hit them too good slap and they calm down.
Like that. Yeah, you hit them on the nose like they tell people to do sharks in the water. Gotta just pop, wake that nigga up one time. Kay, where you at? You thought Kay was British? I mean, you thought Vanity was British?
Who thought Vanity was
Absolutely no.
Marv said he thought Vanity was British. Where you hear that at? I don't hear no British accent whatsoever. I don't know if Kay still locked out.
We waiting on you. She yelling at Phil in the background. It's okay.
But hey y'all, keep tapping that screen. I'm about to let me see what time is it. It's almost that time, y'all. I'm about to have to wrap him up, but I'll be back on a little bit later.
Hey y'all, if y'all want to join the
if
Love
you
Is
don't
Blind
switch the
live
prompt
tomorrow.
and keep it going.
No, yeah, hey, leave the mods up here and leave this live up.
Man, no. I need my
Need a damn
phone.
live I'm up. Still working, and I need something to listen
Gotta
to
get something to
while
get you through the JO. But I'm gonna go. I gotta go get my hair cut. Y'all know it's haircut Friday. So I gotta go do that.
Facts. Hey y'all, join the if you're not a subscriber, there's a sub only live tomorrow. We doing Love
Fine.
is Blind, y'all, and season 6 was classy.
We
So
back on.
join.
We back on tomorrow at 4. Yeah, it's Fresh Fridays. K Bliss already know what it is. She said, get your iPad.
Exactly. Sit your ass down somewhere.
You
I got
better.
it right here. I got the iPad and I got
Hey,
the.
y'all
Nobody want to
better.
hear these excuses.
Somebody send Public a portable charger so he can be on the go with us.
It ain't even that. I just be using my phone so I can do other. I need to do other things, man. I need to
We
do
need to
other
send Public
things.
a second phone, y'all. Let's crowdfund.
I got it. I got it.
That's why she said get your iPad.
I do need a second phone. I got it. I'm about to get one. Yeah, I'm about to get one. You just reminded me. I'm about to get a
Just
second.
get one second hand.
Yeah, I am. I'm
Cause
gonna go
he
get
know
like,
we be.
I need
No, for sure.
a little cheap cricket. I need it for some other reasons though. For I needed to do the lives pretty much, but for some not for what y'all describing, but for some other shit. But yeah, man, I appreciate y'all.
Got 2 phones.
Yeah, I had 2 phones coming up here pretty soon, but I appreciate y'all.
While we close
Somebody
out,
said
y'all.
crowdfunding for a trap phone is wild.
Not a trap phone.
Hey, crowdfunding for a trap phone is crazy. Nasty work.
Wicked. Hey y'all.
We're black people. Of course
right?
we for trap phones.
Of course we
Hey
crowdsource.
This is not the weed for crowdsourcing on TikTok, anyways.
Not even. Hey,